Yeah, this album is dedicated to all the teachers that told me I never amount to nothing. To all the people that lived above the buildings that I was hustling from that called the police on me when I was just trying to make some money to feed my daughter. To all my peoples in the struggle, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine, hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack Mr. Magic Molly Mall. I let my tape rock till my tape pop. Smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on private stock. Way back when I had the red and black lumberjack with the hat to match. Remember rapping Duke? The hard. You never thought that hip hop would take it this far. Now I'm in the limelight cause I rhyme tight. Time to get paid, blow up like the world trade. Born sinner, the opposite of a winner. Remember when I used to eat sardines for dinner? Peace to Ron G, Brucey B, Kid Capri. Funk Master Flex, Love Bug, Star Ski. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call the crib, same number, same hood. It's all good. And if you don't know, now you know. You know I made the change from a common thief to up close and personal with Robin Leach and a farm cheap. I smoke smoke with my peeps all day. Spread love, it's the Brooklyn way. The Moet and Alizé keep me pissy. Girls used to diss me, now they write letters cause they miss me. I never thought it could happen, this rapping stuff. I was too used to packing eggs and stuff. Now honeys play me close like butter play coat. From the Mississippi down to the East Coast, condos and Queens, in dope for weeks. Sold out seats to hear Biggie Small speak. Living life without fear. Putting 5 carats in my baby girl ear. Lunches, brunches, interviews by the pool. Considered a fool cause I dropped out of high school. Stereotypes of a black male misunderstood. And it's still all good. And if you don't know, now you know. Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was dead broke, man, I couldn't picture this. 50-inch screen, money green leather sofa. Got 2 rides, a limousine with the chauffeur. Phone bill about 2 G's flat. No need to worry, my accountant handles that. And my whole crew is lounging, celebrating every day, no more public housing. Thinking back on my one-room shack, now my mom pimps an act with minks on her back. And she loves to show me off, of course. Smiles every time my face is up in the store. We used to fuss when the landlord dissed us. No heat, wonder why Christmas missed us. Birthdays was the worst days. Now we sip champagne when we thirsty. Damn right, I like the life I live. Cause I went from negative to positive, and it's all. And if you don't know, now you know. And if you don't know, now you know.
That was the wrong version. I'm trying to get the cussing version. It's already in the cussing version. You gonna say nigga.
I see. Yeah.
What's good, everybody? What's good? And what's good, y'all? Welcome to the fuckery here on Saturday night. The late night fuckery, the after hour fuckery. Welcome to the fuckery, y'all. Welcome to the fuckery. Welcome. Because if you're gonna come on my page, on my YouTube channel, it's nothing but fuckery over here. It's nothing but fuckery. There's a lot of cussing on here. A lot of cussing. We cuss your motherfuckers' asses out. But what's going on, my people up in here? What's going on? Let me see who's in the chat room over here tonight, okay? Damn, we got the boss squad. Nothing but mods in these motherfuckers. Okay, the motherfuckers be watching right here. We got Citizens, man. What's going on, my nigga? What's going on? We got John, my sand nigga in the house. What's going on, John? John Amad in the house. And what's up, Gina? Gina in the house. What's up, Gina Damad in the house? Patrick, what's up, Pat? And who else in here? That's it. That's it for now. That's it. Oh, Tamelia, SCDHL. That long ass name. What's the link to join? Oh, you want to get on here? Okay. Legal Latino Heat. Hold on, my nigga right here. My nigga right here. Hold on, get his ass on here. Hello, hold on. We're gonna like y'all. Look, y'all gonna like he's petty in the bitch too. No, he's a laid back guy, dude. He ain't being petty. He just actually a laid back dude. Hold on, let me take this off real quick. Hold on. The brand up here. Hold on, let me get legal up in here. I'm gonna send him the link, and I'm gonna hold on. Let me. I already did that. What's up? You got Legal Latino Heat in the house, man. Oh yeah, he always got some shit to say, and he be real in the motherfucker. All right, Legal, get your ass on here. Get your ass on here, my nigga. This cat crazy than the motherfucker, man. Oh, there goes Citizen Man up here too. Citizen Man in the house.
What up? What up?
What up, bro?
Ain't nothing.
All right.
Who else is jumping on?
Oh, we got Legal Latino Heat in the house. All right, we got Legal in the house.
What's up?
What's up, bro? Thanks for coming on here, man.
How's it going? Good evening. Good evening.
Man, going pretty good.
So what's the topic, Mo?
I ain't talking about it. I'll just say it. This is fuckery Saturday. That's all it is. It's fuckery Saturday.
Oh man,
it's all fuckery today. I'm letting out fuckery, and I'm bringing fuckery on this channel tonight.
Where's AD when you need him?
Yes. I like fuckery.
Man, yeah, I've been teaching the people about the flat Earth thing a little bit and getting in depth with it. I didn't realize once I opened that can of worms, all the questions would come flowing, and I've been on it for about 3 or 4 streams now, educating the folks. And then today I just found a new video that was put out on the 28th of February, I guess yesterday or day before yesterday, about the globe, and it was called 10 Challenges for Flat Earthers. And I watched the whole video and it pissed me off because there was a bunch of lies and pseudoscience. Like they had the sunlight shining towards the earth in a triangular shape, like it was converging towards the earth when the sunlight actually goes, outwards. But I'm gonna go through that tomorrow night. So if you guys want some smoke and you want to see me tear this guy to shreds,
all right,
tune in tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern, man. I'm gonna give them that work. I'm gonna show you how they lie to you.
Hey, who was you debating?
I'm not debating anybody. I'm doing a reaction to the 10 challenge. The video is called 10 Challenges for Flat Earthers. Now, it's a big channel. He's got like 600,000 something subscribers. So he's not going to want to debate me because he doesn't want to lose to a small channel like me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to run his video and I'm going to go and debunk each point that he makes.
Mm-hmm.
Like he pulls up the wrong map. And then he pulls up just a azimuthal projection map. And then he says, there's no scale on this map. So how can you measure the distance? Right. But the flat earthers use that map just as a model to give people an idea of what the world would look like if it were flat. We don't say this is the accurate map. And then he pulls up a map of just the United States that actually has a scale and says, well, from this city to this city is this distance. So let's go back to your little map. And then he pulls up the fucking map of the world. So he takes a little map of the United States to show the scale and then pulls up a map of the world and calls it little and says it has no scale when it's just a projection. I don't know. It's fucking crazy. But little known fact, though, ships and planes use the Gleason's map to navigate. I don't know if they still do, but they used to. which is an actual flat projection map as well that actually has a scale. So he didn't pull up that map to show that it has a scale. He pulled up the map that was just an illustration and said it had no scale. That's just one of the pseudo-scientific points that he made. And he's got a lot of people believing that shit. And I don't like that, man. I don't like to see people getting lied to like that, and they're going along with it. Not to mention all the insults that he hurled in between his bullshit points, but it was the insults that got to me, and I got a little angry. So I'm gonna give him that smoke tomorrow night.
Hey, bring it. Hey.
And the dude's a total cuck, man. He's a total cuck. You take one look at that guy, you wouldn't leave your kids around him.
There's a lot of people don't want to smoke with me. I'll be like, man, bring us.
Yeah. But I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him with the science, though. I'm gonna kill him with the science. I'm not gonna insult him like he tried to insult flat earthers and shit, because that's a common psychological tactic that they use. And the reason why it's so important to me is because the same psychological tactic that proponents of the globe use to try to discredit flat earthers instead of just having a real scientific debate is the same shit that liberals do to us when we try to have debates with them about the facts. They go to insults, they make up shit, they misrepresent shit. And I notice it's the same, excuse me, it's the same psychology. So as conservatives, we know about that, about the lies and the misrepresentations. So we know better, and we're based in facts. So I'm trying to shift things into the scientific sphere and show us how we're being deceived on that end, so we can start thinking about that and start thinking like scientists. Because if you want to win the political war, we're up against the liberal machine that's nothing but lawyers and thinkers and scientists. So we got to start thinking like scientists. You know what I'm saying? And being blind believers and believing their bullshit is not going to get us there. It's just going to have us debating over beliefs all day. But we got to get down to the facts. We got to get down to the science. So it's just my angle. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm doing the globe versus flat earth thing is because the flat earth argument really does have legs. It really does have legs. But so many people believe the globe just because of what they've been told, and they never thought to stop and question it. Another thing that alarmed me is the fact that YouTube is censoring that information. And that leads me to believe that they feel threatened by it, because they wouldn't censor it if it was all really just bullshit. They would have just let all the information out and debunk itself, right?
Like, one thing about the whole flat earth thing, right? Like, how come a plane doesn't go straight into China? It always has to stop in Alaska.
Because Alaska's smack in the middle between China and the U.S. if you look at the map.
I don't believe in flat earth, but that was one of the things. I did my research. I'm open-minded. I research everything. I don't be like, oh, that's bullshit. You're crazy. You're a tinfoil hat. I look into everything. Whether I believe it or not, that's my judgment for me to make after. And that's what people should take, that approach in everything.
And that's the scientific approach, right? So you don't have that visceral knee-jerk reaction and just write it off. I want you to look at it, and if you come to a different conclusion than me, fine. But I want you to at least take the time and do the research before you reach a conclusion, because I'm trying to save people from their own ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you do the research and you conclude it's a globe, cool, that's what you believe, but don't treat it like it's a fact, because it's still just a theory, because nobody's been up there to see it. All the space pictures are CGI. You know what I'm saying? So we really don't know.
That's the problem we have today. Nobody researches, oh, I believe this because I saw it here, I saw it there. Nobody looked into it. You hear, oh, flat earth, you're an idiot. Oh, you believe that. I'm like, just look at the facts. Not the facts. I'm just saying, look at the other side. Just, my thing has always been like, that is true. Why doesn't a flight go straight into China? It always has to go up through Alaska and through the other side. How come we haven't seen Antarctica? Just things like that. Simple things like that. Just to keep your mind open. That's all. I believe the earth is still round, but I looked into the flat earth stuff and I'm like, yo, those are some good ass points. That is true. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, it makes you wonder, and that's the way we should be. I have an open mind and wondering.
Yep, open mind and wonder. Yep.
Yeah, you see, and you remember how you said, like, you don't want to just be like, fuck that off of zero research. Is that not exactly how liberals react to us when they don't know we're Trump supporters and we tell them we are?
Same thing goes for the right too. Like, sometimes you gotta listen to these dumb liberals out. They might have some good points, but the thing is, they have us divided, left versus right, or you're an idiot. Like, let's say you come up with some flat earth stuff, I gotta automatically think, oh, you're dumb for that, or you have another opinion. Oh, you're dumb because you have that opinion. That's how they divided us. Instead of us having conversations, talking it out. I mean, you know what? You make some good points. You're right. Let me look into that more and like educate each other by talking. Oh, I gotta start cursing you out right now. Oh, because you believe
Right.
this, you believe that. You're an idiot. Oh, you're this, you're that. That's how they done it. That's how they done to us. Like me, if I
Right.
say something bad about Trump, oh my God, you're liberal. I'm like, no, I vote. Look at my page. I voted for the idiot. I voted for the orange man. You know, it's not my fault that I don't, I don't go rallies out anymore or put on a MAGA hat anymore. I did it when it was cool in 2015 and 2016. I'm not gonna be doing the same stuff in 2020. I'm looking at the
Right.
calendar now. It's March 1st, 2020 right now. You know, uh,
Yep.
this whole Trump stuff started like back in 2015, almost 5 years ago.
Yeah,
You know how quick time has changed.
it was actually more fun back then.
It was more fun
Hey,
back
I mean, it
then.
was like a family, man.
It's
And-
cringe right now because everybody has their egos. Oh, my MAGA group is better than your MAGA group. My label. Oh, let me shut down your YouTube page. Oh, because I don't like you. It's all about egos right now. If you notice the whole MAGA movement, there's not a lot of unity that it was in 2015, 2016. Everybody got their
You
own
know why that
movement.
is?
Well,
I'm gonna tell you why that is. That's because everybody's got their own beliefs. Because
yep.
I had a lot of Christians when I came out and said I don't believe in the Bible. I don't believe it's 100% true, and I know it's not the word of God because men wrote it. A bunch of people unsubscribed from my channel, and they were there because they were conservatives. So it's these people holding on to their beliefs and refusing to question their beliefs and refusing to investigate, certain topics, and they choose to separate themselves based on belief rather than coming together based on facts. Like for example, flat Earth versus globe Earth. Flat Earthers and globe Earthers are separated because flat Earthers, based on the evidence, they conclude that it's flat. They believe it's flat. Globe Earthers, based on what they've been told and what they know, they believe that it's round, right? So they disagree. So instead of agreeing to disagree, how about we both just agree that what you believe is a theory and what I believe is a theory, rather than me trying to convince you what I believe is a fact and you trying to convince me what you believe is a fact. You know what I'm saying? So when I make my arguments for flat Earth, all I'm doing is just listing the reasons why my mind was changed from the globe. That's it. Like I had a guy in my chat, and he was a really cool dude. You know what I'm saying? He's still on the channel and shit. And he was saying like, I believe the Earth is round, so let's just agree to disagree. But my whole point was, the only thing that holds the globe together is gravity. You remove gravity from the equation, and everything falls apart. The laws of physics applied. The Earth can't exist without gravity. But gravity is just a theory, and there's the natural law of density that can explain why things fall, and it explains, why we see things, basically why we see things sink, float, fall, all that shit. So gravity is basically debunked by the fact of density. And what I was telling them is, without your theory of gravity, the theory of the globe could not exist. So why don't you just admit? So instead of us agreeing to disagree because you hold the globe to be fact, why don't we just agree? Why don't we both just agree that the globe is a theory and leave it at that? So there's no need to disagree. But when you treat your beliefs like they're facts, that's when the disagreements happen.
Or when you treat your president like is a messiah, like if I say one thing about Trump, I'm like, I'm not talking about God or Jesus Christ. I'm talking about a president. The same president that you cursed out when Obama was president or when Bush was president. Like, relax.
But what's your problem with Trump? I still fuck with Trump.
Nah, my thing is, bro, you know what it is? People messed it up for me. Trump was cool. Trump was fun, wearing the MAGA hat. And the whole movement. You check out my channel. I don't do this stuff anymore. I don't like politics anymore. I just
like people got too fanatical.
Yeah, dude, it's like on some other fanaticals. I got some worshiping Messiah stuff. Like you cannot criticize the man for one thing. Oh, you're anti-Trump. I'm like, whoa, relax. I voted for him. I can't criticize him now. I gotta fall in line.
It's like you gotta agree with everything. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do that either.
I don't agree with everything he does, man. Like that's why I backed up. I just look at everything. I listen to the Democrats. They're a bunch of idiots. The Democrats are not going to win. They're a bunch of morons. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But I listen to those idiots to see what those idiots have to say.
Because they tell on themselves a lot.
They're a bunch of, they can't even talk at the same time. But, the Democrats is something that I gave him a chance. I'm like, let me see if I fucks with Bernie. Let me get, because I don't feel like voting for Trump this year in 2020. I really don't. I'm being straight
Well,
up. I don't even
if
if
you're
I don't
not gonna
vote
vote
for
for
Trump.
Trump, don't vote for nobody.
Yeah,
Man.
exactly. I don't
Right.
think I'm just gonna skip it out. Like in 2016, I was excited. I was on Facebook making videos. Vote, everybody, vote. I was campaigning outside of Trump Tower in 2015. Man, I was like the first one in New York City rocking the MAGA hat on the train, and all my videos, everything was fun. It was
Mhm.
popping. Now it's just cringe
Yeah.
and corny. Now all these, oh, I love Trump. Oh, MAGA train. I'm like,
But I mean,
shut the.
what specifically do you disagree with Trump on, though? I mean, you made it
Oh,
clear about the fanaticism from the people and shit, but I mean, from Trump himself, like, what's your issue?
I know
'Cause
people are
maybe I
gonna.
could help you shed some light on it.
No,
You know?
sure. I know people say, "Oh, he's building the wall." Like like the three things we chanted when we did the rallies was build the wall, lock
Mm-hmm.
her up, and drain the
Mm-hmm.
swamp. Hillary's still
Mm-hmm.
walking around. She might be running for president. They haven't drained the swamp because it's full of all these people. And where's the wall? I know they built maybe like 100 feet of it or anything, but he said from day one we're gonna do this. What about our health care? How come and our censorship? How come all the conservatives are being censored on YouTube, Facebook, and all that? How come
Well, the
nothing is being?
censorship. Well, the censorship thing I could explain to you if you allow me a minute. But if you want to
Go ahead,
finish your
knock
point,
yourself
I
out.
can. All right. Well, you got to understand these online platforms are private businesses. They're privately owned businesses, right? Sure, they're operating under the guise of being public utilities, but at the end of the day, they're private businesses. And if Trump uses the power of government to step in and tell these private businesses who they can and can't do business with, or force them to do business with who they don't want to do business with, that then opens the door for government to force any business to do business with people they don't want to do business with. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say you and your ex-wife, you and your ex-wife split up, and you own a store, and she comes in there with her new dude and shit, rubbing it in your face. You're not gonna want those motherfuckers in your store. You're gonna kick them out and say, no, you can't come in here, right?
You
Because
no,
that's your private, but I'm saying that's your personal
sure.
property, and that's your right to do that, right? I'm just using that as an example.
No,
Like if somebody,
that's a great
but
point.
if the government,
Real
yeah,
quick.
go ahead, go ahead.
I'm agree with you. I agree with you. That's like when
You get, yeah, as long as you get what I'm saying, yeah.
no, that's like when people were saying, "Oh, Antifa should be labeled as a terrorist group." Now, if you label Antifa as a terrorist group, what's gonna stop them from labeling the Trump MAGA train group as a terrorist group?
Yeah.
When does it stop? Like the
Right.
censorship, it all began with one channel, like Alex Jones. Everybody slept
Mm-hmm.
on that. They took out Alex Jones from night to day. Oh, who cares? No big deal. Well, they started doing that to everybody. The freedom of speech. Why is only conservatives, like the people that got Trump elected back in 2015, 2016, have all been shut down, either arrested, like they don't even talk anymore. But then you got like the Charlie Kirks, you got all these cringe
Oh yeah,
MAGA
Charlie Kirk. Yeah,
never Trumpers. Charlie Ben
Yeah.
Well, that's
Shapiro,
because,
I know.
well,
they
that's
were never
because
Trumpers. They were never around in 2015, 2016. They hated Trump. All of a sudden, they're the voice of the conservative movement. I don't want Ben
because
Shapiro talking for me or Charlie Kirk talking for me.
it's being co-opted, man. You remember Disney bought out Fox too, and
There
now
you
Fox
go.
is going left wing. So it's a big co-op operation that's going on. And with the censorship, you got to remember these tech companies are liberals. They're owned by liberals. So naturally, they're not going to want their enemies gaining ground on their platforms. You know what I'm saying? Just like you wouldn't want your ex-wife up in your store with her new boyfriend, you know, making
Unless
out
they,
in front of
unless
you.
unless they're gonna buy something and help out the store with the rent, then by all
I don't
means.
give a fuck what they buy. You get the
but
fuck out.
but that's the thing. Like when you start kicking somebody out or blocking somebody, then it goes as a free for all. What happened to
Yeah, it's a
freedom of
slippery
speech?
slope.
And even in this whole MAGA movement, you see people fighting each other and ratting each other's channels down, taking it down. That's why I don't do
Hmm.
videos anymore. I used to do videos. I love having fun doing these videos. It's just like it's not fun anymore because they're let me shut them down. And the
Yeah, and
thing
then
is,
they take
you
away your views and shit.
yeah, like I'm like, you know what? I used to do this for fun. I used to make people laugh. I used to troll. Like even in real life trolling, like when the liberals had their protests, I used to dress up as Antifa or Muslim, and it just have fun, just like see what the hell they got to say. I dressed up as an
Hmm.
illegal immigrant, and hyped them up,
That's
and
funny.
it was funny, and I did it for fun. But then people started being cringe about it, and Trump, putting Trump in their name, making money off Trump. Like, yo, like,
Yeah, shit got out of control.
and
I
then
will agree with you there.
don't listen to that group, because my group is the real MAGA group. That real, like, you have, like, I'm using this group an example, Lexit. Oh, the black people did the Blexit. What was it, Blexit? And now
Yeah,
Latinos
Blexit.
want to do it. I'm like, yo, how cringe is that? Yo, like, just be yourself, do your own thing.
Yeah, everybody
Lexit.
want to be groups.
Lexit. I'm part of Lexit. Then you have real Lexit, because there's another Lexit. Same thing with Latinos for Trump. Then Trump took over the Latinos for Trump. Now you have a real Latinos for Trump. Like, everybody's fighting each other for these Trump names. And now we're here in 2020 fighting each
Well,
other.
let's hope it's worth something and it pays off at least, you know. As cringe as it is, if it helps us get ahead in this race and make progress, then yeah,
Oh,
I can't argue with it.
Trump is gonna win in 2020. He doesn't even have to campaign anymore. These Democrats have no hope, no choice. They're a bunch of
Yeah, but the
idiots.
thing is, man, you got to worry about that election fraud, you know.
Oh, of course, like we've seen it. Iowa, Dominican Republic.
Yeah, like
They're
they're already engaging in fraud in their primaries.
They're testing people's out. They do it in other countries like Dominican Republic, to be recent.
Mm-hmm.
They're just testing how people react, and then they're
Yeah,
gonna do it here. They're
beta testing. But yo, to that censorship point that you were making, though, I was thinking about this for a long time, and I don't know if any of Trump's lawyers came up with it, and if they haven't, I don't know. Maybe I'm one step ahead of them, or maybe you know, there's something there that I'm missing. But these public online companies, these tech companies like YouTube, these platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of them, they have a lot of people on their platform doing illegal shit, right? Like making death threats, prostitution, and shit like that, right? But because these companies operate under the guise of being public utilities, where, you know, it's a free for all and they're not responsible for the publishing of the content, right? That means they can't be held responsible. So if somebody's on there making death threats, the owner of that website can't be held responsible for the threats that somebody else was on there making. But once they step in and they start deciding who gets to publish and who doesn't get to publish, that means they're now no longer a public utility and they're now a private entity, which means they can now be held accountable for all the criminal actions, all the criminal acts being carried out on their platforms. So that's one way that Trump can get them. But I don't know if that will work, if I'm missing something or what. But you see what I'm saying?
I got you. No, I got you on that. But it's just like when Obama was president, you could do crazy stuff on YouTube and nothing happens. Now, you put one little song on your channel, you copyright strike for 3 months. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Now. That's why
Well, they got scared. They got scared because the power of social media is what got Trump elected in 2016 in the first place. Because, you know, they weren't giving him good coverage on TV, but somehow he still got millions of people to come out and vote for him. So then they had to take a look at social media, and then they realized, oh shit, all these people on Facebook, all these channels on YouTube. Oh my God, he went on Alex Jones. Oh no, we got to shut him down. You know what I'm saying? So because the online platforms are winning more hearts and minds of the people in terms of getting them to listen to the other side, the TV news that had the control of the minds, hearts, and minds of the people when Obama was in office, they were losing power. And we were gaining power on the social media front. So now the social media companies got to step in and, you know, turn off that faucet, I guess. They got to shut that shit down because, you know, they need to control the narrative, and they can't control the narrative if they don't shut down conservatives.
Like
you know what I'm saying? Because the truth wins.
I voted for Obama back in 2008, hoping change. Ooh, first black president. Ooh, whatever. But by 2012, when I got laid off because of Obamacare, I was on Team Romney.
Yep.
I had an Instagram. What the hell was it called? Something for Romney. It was, dude, I almost had like 10,000 followers back in 2012 for Romney. Going, oh, you're crazy Latino for supporting Romney. I don't care. Even I didn't know about Romney. You know, now he's a piece of garbage, but at the time I was supporting him. Oh, Republican, woo, yeah. Rom.com, or I don't know what the hell the page was called. Damn, what the fuck was it called? It was a cool name too. It was called No Obama 2012. That's what it was called. And,
Hey, I heard Michelle Obama was getting ready to jump in the race this year. Anybody heard about that?
anybody, Oprah could jump in, run out the rock, and they will have a better chance than Joe Biden winning today. It's all Joe Biden won
I was
South
listening.
Carolina today.
I was listening to X22 report earlier today, and they were talking about Hillary and Michelle being on the same ticket, because then not only will they have a woman president, but then they'll have a woman vice president and a black one at that. So they're looking to win the oppression Olympics, it seems.
It's all about that. You either gay, black, or you got to be gay, black, and minority or something.
Yeah, I don't understand that shit. Like I didn't know any of that shit even mattered really in America
It really
these
does
days.
now. Ooh.
I mean, it did a long time ago.
I'm gonna be honest though, because it's stuff that goes on in the Patriot movement too. You know, I'm going up what Legal said, right? I mean, I'm saying this, you know what I'm saying? And I point blank made it public about 3 weeks ago and said a lot of you motherfuckers only cool because I got a black face and I got all my teeth. and that's real shit. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as you disagree with a lot of the motherfuckers, they'll turn their fucking back on you like you a
Look, man.
That's why I keep it real.
Man, if y'all see my community post from last week, I had a Gina tell you she was there. I had a troll on my channel pull out a gun and threaten to shoot JB Gunner in the head and all kind of shit, and then send me an email with the word nigger in the subject. Like, bro, like I kicked you off my channel because you're threatening people's lives on my damn channel. That's illegal. That's a terrorist. I had to call the fucking FBI on that motherfucker.
Damn.
Like, I'm not gonna tolerate that shit, because if I tolerated that could make me just as guilty. What if something actually happened to JB and he did get shot and they traced it back to this guy, and I was right there on the panel with him when he fucking said it? First thing they're gonna ask me is, why didn't you report it as a terroristic threat?
Yeah, it gets kind of heated, all this political stuff, man. People have personal beefs, and like me, when I did my videos making fun of people, it was because they were frauds. You have frauds in here that never voted for Trump, and they wanted to make money off the name and make all these fraudulent. I think you know who I'm talking about right now.
I know Clark Kent.
No, there's one more. I think you know this one is a female.
You got a Peg Bundy.
No, there's a female one from that's from south of the border that uses.
Yeah. I met her out of DC.
Yeah, but right now she has like a few restraining orders against her, and like other patriots, she only attacks Jewish.
I've seen her on Judge Judy on one of them judge shows and shit.
Oh, she was on Dr. Phil.
Yeah, I was laughing like a motherfucker.
But you see the clout they chase these people, and then they use the Trump's name, and then they make Trump supporter look stupid. That's why I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be labeled as Trump supporter when you got.
But you got to remember, man, everything they show, they only gonna show the idiots on mainstream media, bro. That's Dr. Phil, man. That's mainstream media, so they're not gonna show, thinkers like me and you and shit who are actually gonna get up there and say shit that makes sense. So everything you're gonna see on TV is gonna give you that impression. So I would say maybe you should, I don't know, not be so hard on us, man, because it seems like the image of us that you're getting is not a very positive one, and it's coming from a bad source.
I traveled the whole United States for the MAGA stuff from California. I met a lot of people. I've seen it all, like personally. Like the personalities that you see on the YouTube is not the same ones you see in person.
Yeah, I can't argue. I can't argue with that, man.
And I've been betrayed so many times. Oh, because I had a platform at one point. That's why you know what? I go on other people's platform and just talk. I don't use mine anymore. Like I just leave it alone. Because if I say one thing on my channel, bro, they'll shut it down.
I mean, when you was leaving your Facebook channel, you was like, "Hey, man, I'm gone." And
I left Facebook 2 years ago, man. I shut this shit down.
On my show, you came on my Facebook platform.
Yeah, I told you, jump on YouTube. I always been telling you, jump on YouTube. Forget Facebook, man. That's for those boomers, man. Fucking Facebook, man.
Man, I'm on D Live. I got a D Live account.
You gotta get on.
But I don't know how to go live on that shit though.
It's kind of stupid, but you need it.
I don't know if I got to do it from my computer or what.
What you need
I can't do it from my phone.
You need this app that when you stream on YouTube, it streams on D Live at the same time. I forgot the
StreamYard. This one?
I don't know if it's stream. There's another one, Restream or something, where you can stream 5 different places at the same time, like Twitter.
Restraint Control, something like that.
Yo, Mo, StreamYards can't do that?
You gotta kind of pay for like a little extra stuff for it.
Oh,
kinda worth it,
it's an
though.
add-on?
Like right now, I pay $2
'Cause I-
a month, bro. But I'm gonna upgrade it.
Yeah, that's the one I got. I got the same one you got. How do you put the background picture in there?
I just made
Is
it.
that the banner?
You gotta pay for it like $20 a month, so you can put your own background in there.
No. I paid for it. I got the paid thing, but I just haven't figured it out yet.
I go on my phone, use PixArt, and I just text it to my Facebook page. And it's a cheap ass, a free little app on my phone I use. It's free. I don't even pay for this shit.
The StreamYards thing is pretty cool. But I was using Streamlabs before.
Yep.
Well, with the music and the pictures and the videos and the.
Oh, we got BMT in the house. Hold on, I'm gonna send a link. BMT, you want to pop up? We got Black Male
Yeah,
Talk.
BMT is that dude, man.
Yeah. There you go. Black Male Talk, man. He be spending some real stuff on his channel, y'all.
You know, I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but you know, when a female jumps into the conversation, there's a lot of argument.
Yeah.
When you got a bunch of dudes talking, we're just chilling right now. We're just talking. I mean,
Nah, man, some females are chill, man. That don't always happen.
Well, some, yeah, in the minority, yeah. You bring up
R-rated says Streamlabs is better than StreamYard. Interesting.
Yeah, I use Streamlabs, man. It's pretty. You customize that stuff.
You could do more shit on it, huh?
Yeah, but
can you put up
Streamlabs-
like extra windows and shit?
Yeah, the one with the duck, that's StreamYards, right? That one does everything for you. Streamlabs, you gotta like mess around with it, but it's pretty dope. You get donations on that, and
because I stream from my computer, so.
Oh yeah, Uber guy, he's on Streamlabs.
No, not you, Gina.
Is he coming back? Is Uber guy coming back to YouTube?
Yeah, he said he took like a month break. He needed a break from social media, so he's gonna come back.
That was a month ago.
Yeah, he has to be back in maybe about a few days. He'll be back.
No, sometimes you need that social media break, especially Facebook, man. Like that's the one you gotta cut off. YouTube, you control everything on YouTube, but Facebook, man.
Yeah, that shit being thrown at you as soon as you open that shit up. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Cop kicks 12-year-old in the face. Oh
Yeah,
my
get you
God, that
mad.
just fucked my day up. Fuck the police.
That's the point. That's the point to get you mad.
Yeah, it really throws you off your pivot for real, man. That shit. I be seeing some shit on there, man. Man, it drives me crazy. But that's what I do. I just got to put it down.
Yeah, we got BMT in the house. What's up? We got Black Male Talking now. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on?
Yeah, what's up?
So, yeah. Hey, tell Pete tell Pete that they welcome him to come back. Yeah, he was really cool. He came through and everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw what that. I got drunk and I got the beer early last night.
He had fun with us, man. Like we were getting high and everything and drinking beer, and he had fun with us. He got to meet with a witch doctor, a pimp. Pete had fun with us Friday.
Oh, that's what's up, man. It's about having fun, man.
Yeah. So he said he'd definitely come back. Yeah. He had women hitting on him and all kind of shit. It was real cool.
He took it to a no hold level. That's what I'm talking about, man. We all just, man, bring our platform together, man. Everybody just, man.
We tried to tell them, we tried to tell them, Mo, that we tried to tell them that our platform's open for people to come on.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Hey, did y'all know that 3 months ago or 4 months ago, InfoWars did a flat Earth video too? A Greg Reese report that was 16 minutes long.
really?
Did y'all? Yes. I didn't even know it, bro. I found it the other day and I actually aired it on my last live stream. I think it's like within the last 20 minutes of the show I did it.
Well,
I thought that was dope.
there's some people who do that. I know there's some. I've seen a few of the flat earther channels. They're pretty special and interesting. I don't say too much. They're thorough, but
they're very thorough.
The thing about it is this: it's like, okay, so you did the research, and I got nothing on because you're welcome to believe what you believe. But I'm like, okay, but have any of y'all actually done it? Like, don't just be Wikipedia scholars, like actual,
It's not even about that. It's just about applying simple logical facts that we all know to be true, and applying them versus the theory. Like for
Okay.
example, I'll give you a quick lesson. For example, they say gravity is not real because they say the reason why things fall is because of gravity, right? But gravity is just a theory, and before the theory of gravity, everybody acknowledged that as being density. The item that's falling through the air is denser than the air. But if you fill up a balloon with helium, it's going to fly because it's less dense than the air. So that's that's the argument that they make, and it makes sense to me. Because why would I choose to believe a theory when there's a fact staring me in the face?
Well, here's the thing about this, and I'll show you how easy it is to trick humans or people. So they literally did something where they said NASA said a few days ago was the one time where you could stand up a broom. How many people started standing up brooms and shit? Like it was like almost like a fade, or like, oh my God, adults, old people, kids, everybody started doing it. I'm pretty sure.
And it wasn't a thing before.
But here's the thing about it. Like I was doing that in third grade with the goddamn janitor's broom. Like we were doing that while we was in detention. Like I was like, wait, that's
stupid.
Well, so it's not. It doesn't. So I mean, some of the stuff like I've already been close to the. I think the highest I've been was at least about 30,000 feet up. And I mean, I mean, we wrote.
I mean, everybody that's flew commercial would have.
No, I didn't do shit. I'm ex-military, so I flew.
Are you on a jump?
Huh? No.
Were you doing a jump?
Listen. If I ain't getting paid to jump out of a perfectly good plane, I don't jump anymore. So I've already. But the thing about it is, I get a lot of these talks when they talk about the density and different other stuff, and different other molecular structures. There's some stuff that yes,
we don't talk about molecular structures.
Yeah, I mean we can, and that's fine. But see, that's the thing about it.
I'm saying we don't use all of that. We just use common sense and logic.
Well, here's the thing about it.
It's like you ask yourself questions that you never asked yourself before. You know what I'm saying? You try to explain, like all the theories they give us about the heliocentric model and why Earth operates the way that it operates. You just look at what other people are saying about why it does that, and those explanations make, if not more sense, just as much sense as the explanations for the globe. So as far as I'm concerned, they're both theories. I just choose to believe one, and well, someone else who would disagree would choose to believe something else. But instead of disagreeing, we can agree that they're both nothing more than theories.
Okay.
And there's no need to disagree at all.
Okay. Now I get what you're saying, and I feel like at a certain point, you're right. You could say that we can go with that. Okay, so let's apply that theory to this. I say that guess what? I'm a little 6-year-old girl. In my heart and in my mind, the theory is I believe I am.
Right.
But would that be true?
No. It's a
Why
belief.
not? Okay.
Because you're not a 6-year-old girl.
Hold up.
Well, let me say this. I don't perceive you to be a 6-year-old girl.
But now we have scientific theory that says, guess what? That maybe your mind, you still are that outer body experience. Somebody writes a paper on that and enough people believe in it, then shit. I mean,
that's still theory by consensus, but it doesn't change the fact that it's not a fact. It's a theory.
Oh, well, guess what? We now have over 50 genders now. So I mean, shit.
Yeah. That's why we got to move away from the beliefs. Yeah, exactly. And you're making my point for me, bro. That's my point exactly.
But then you're also agreeing.
Dangerous.
Okay, but okay. So, like I said, because me and the guy, we had a debate about. He was like, do you believe the Earth is round? And I said, well, of course I know the Earth is round. And he said, how do you know? So I got a few friends that have been out there that have seen it. And he said, well, how do you know they lie to you? I'm like, well, I don't know. He kind of I don't know. He don't really have shit to lie about after you go up there. I mean, he's a pretty down to earth guy that plays.
Well,
Minecraft.
that's still anecdotal. That's still anecdotal evidence, though. That would still hold just as much weight as a video as a video on YouTube, because you weren't up there, so you have to trust what this person tells you, which means you still have to believe him. I mean, he may very well be telling you the truth, but you will never know that. You just have to take that based on faith and trust and belief. You know what I'm saying? So you have to accept that. So you have to accept that to be a theory.
Does a cell phone?
You know what I mean?
Does a phone call count as a proof if they call us?
I mean, this is a visual question, so I don't think audio would help at all.
So okay, put it like this: we have theories on how the pyramids were built. Though they found out how it was done, but we still can't make up on how it was done. We still can't.
We can't replicate it, so we don't know how it was done. Because if we knew how it was done, we would have did it.
No. We know how they did the blocks. That was already proven how they did it. But at this point,
I mean it's an admitted fact that they can't they can't build them the way they were built before. They don't know how.
Now, they know how they made the blocks. They know how they moved the blocks. They found different stuff. Let me use some more source thing. People always what is one of the biggest books that people like to disprove?
The Bible.
Okay, good. All right, so this is good. So the Bible sounds more so make believe. Virgin had a baby, man walks on water, whale eats a man, all kind of stuff. Okay.
God sent an army to murder children. Yeah.
Okay, so great. Now we look at it where somehow, how is that book so accurate even in today? How is a make-believe book of somebody, whoever was eating raccoon juice back thousands of years ago, somehow his stuff is accurate? How do you explain that?
What do you mean? What do you mean is accurate? Because the Proverbs they apply universally because they're based on basic human psychology. But are you talking about the prophecies?
Okay. So, let's start off with the Proverbs. Okay. So the Proverbs, based on psychologies, who was doing psychology back? Who was doing psychology back then?
I don't know. I wasn't there back then, but it's written down, so somebody wrote it.
Hold on. Let's hold on. Now, the closest people that probably were doing close to psychology were Greeks and Egyptians, and that wasn't even psychology. They were talking about the spirits. The Romans were. I mean,
these cultures. You got to remember too, man. These cultures kept slaves, and they didn't have to keep them in chains, so they were pretty well versed in psychological warfare.
I know. No, they had chains. All right, they had chains, but there's a difference between a slave and a servant. There's a difference between a slave and a servant.
No, they didn't, because the gladiators had swords in their hands in Rome, and they were slaves.
Listen,
and they still didn't rebel very often.
But here's the thing about it,
because they were psychologically imprisoned.
Okay,
there were people doing. Let's just assume there were people doing psychology back then, because if they were doing cosmology and they were doing biology, then they had to have been doing psychology. Let's not assume these were dumb people back then. Let's assume they were as smart as we are and they possessed the knowledge that we have today. Let's assume that, and then have the conversation. So your question was, why is the Proverbs so accurate? Because they're based on human psychology. You know, the people back then knew, just like we know today, if you do certain things, you'll get certain results. You play stupid games, win stupid prizes is the gist of the whole thing.
I don't know about that. Okay, so let's hit at that, because we're not assuming can be a dangerous thing. Assuming can be a very dangerous thing. I don't want to assume.
Well, we're assuming based on facts. I mean, look at the architecture, look at the sculpture, look at the literature. Like, these were not dumb people.
No, they
so
weren't.
I think we'd be venturing into this conversation in error if we were to assume that they didn't possess the knowledge that we have, because a lot of the shit that we have today is based on shit that they knew about, they came up with back then.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about it. So we have it where it says there's nothing new under the sun. Like
Right.
whatever my granddad did, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be like, well, damn, I already know the answer because I already done it. That's not psychology. That's experience. That's just experience. That's literally writing down. Listen, son, I'm going to write down these things because I know at some point you're possibly going to do these things or have these errors. Like, let's be honest. Them saying,
But there's still a bit of psychology involved in that, though, man. There's still a bit of psychology involved in that because the father could have done it a different way, but he chose to do it that specific way because he knew that that's the way his son would interpret it. That's psychology, like knowing how to effectively communicate.
Okay, so we'll look at it like this. So they say, well, don't eat this animal because you'll die. Is that psychology or
that would be biology?
Okay, now hold on, but hold up. Now they weren't talking about biology. They were saying like, you eat that, you're going to hell. There was no psychology there. Don't shake with this.
Well, yeah, that is actually psychology because don't do this or else is a threat, which is literal psychological warfare where you're being threatened into conducting yourself a certain way.
Well, okay.
I mean, psychological warfare as in one group of people, as in whoever wrote it, intending to control another group of people by instituting this idea of, punishment and reward. So if you don't do this, you'll get the punishment. That's a literal threat.
Kind of sounds like I don't know. If I don't know, then I'll tell people like, don't do it. Like that's like saying people, if you vote for this person, then technically you're going to be a coon or an outcast or a traitor, something like that. But that sounds like you don't know. So you're trying to put a perception of something or someone on other people.
I don't understand. I don't understand where you're going because we would. No.
I'm gonna showcase to you. They said that women talking in a men's area, that's devil's work. That's the devil. Like
psychology. That's a psychological. That's a psychological tactic. Let me explain the psychological tactic to you really quick. The devil is the adversary. That's a bad person. That's the person to be demonized. So if you conduct yourself a certain way other than the way I command you to conduct yourself, you're going to be associated with the person we demonize. Thus, now you're under threat of being rejected. So it's still a threat. Rules have to be enforced by threat. Punishment is a threat. Police enforce laws by threat. Because if you don't obey, you get hurt. It happens all the time. So when you set any set of parameters or rules that are being set are a psychological tactic or have to be implemented and executed through psychological tactics. This is why the slave master would torture a slave or emasculate a slave in front of other slaves to let them know that this is what's going to happen to you, and they were all traumatized and they wouldn't rebel. That's psychological warfare, man. So when they wrote the rules and they wanted the rules to be implemented, they had to include the punishment to make sure people complied, to get compliance. So they were waging psychological warfare on the people, and as a reward, they were getting full compliance. Just like I tell this story with the slaves when they were building the pyramids, right? I don't know if it's true, but it's just a story. They had all the slaves in chains. Construction was going kind of slow. Every time a slave would die, they'd have to stop, unchain them, and bring a live slave and chain them back up. So one day the masters were talking, and they were like, we got to speed this shit up. So he was like, okay, we got to take the chains off the slaves. And then one was like, okay, they're going to run away. And they were like, fine, just let 2 or 3 of them run away. And then tell the rest, if they run away, they're going to die out there. So they might as well stay and give them food and give them water and make them comfortable. And they were able to take the chains off the slaves, and they stayed. So the punishment was, if you run away, you're going to die. And the reward was, if you stay here, you get to live and you get fed. Just do the work. Comply. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Is DMT still there?
No. He. I put the link back in. He must have got kicked off or something.
Oh, damn. I hope he heard me. I was waiting for him to jump in, too.
Yeah. He probably got it. Sometimes maybe his phone went out of, so he probably had it on his computer. His phone always going out.
Man, this shit was getting good, too, man.
It was getting good. I'm listening to this like, oh, shit, this is lit. Yeah.
But since I got the floor, I'm going to go ahead and finish up with this. Now, as far as the prophecies coming true, in Revelations. A lot of people are like, yeah, it was written in the Bible, so it must be true. But that's another psychological tactic, because if you look at the history of all the religious texts, not just the Bible, they were all produced by the wealthy elites. The Gutenberg printing press was the first version of CNN. Because who controlled the printing press? Who had the money to publish books and pay for them and have them printed? Wealthy elites. So they were the ones.
I'm actually this one real quick.
Yeah,
who are the elites though? Where do they come from?
The royal families. Now that story goes way back, like 7,000 years to pre-dynastic times, and it's just all theory, but it's completely logical and it makes perfect sense.
Like you ever thought, like, right? Who controls Hollywood? Who are the lawyers? Who are the judges? Is there one specific?
The people writing the checks, bro.
Yeah, but who is that specific? Who are the bankers? Which is a specific group of people, religion, that controls of that? Can you answer that question?
Well, I'm not exactly an investigator, and I can't name names and point out faces, but we all know. I mean, it's not, it's not, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, it's common knowledge that there is a group of wealthy people behind the scenes cutting all the checks.
Of course. Besides the royal
family, I don't know. I don't
but
know who they are, and if we talk about them, we'll just be speculating. It could be the Dutch royal family. It could be the British.
Just look at the
last say it's names. The Chinese.
Nah, somebody said that's what InfoWars says. Just look at the last names. Who's the majority in Hollywood? Weinsteins, Spielbergs, Goldbergs. I'm just naming a few last names, famous last names. That's all. And
those are the big names,
right? But who controls Hollywood? The propaganda, the LGBTQ stuff that's being pumped down into the movies. Who controls the porn industry that has destroyed marriages, men in America? Porn is free, easily accessible. It's destroying everything. It's an addiction. Porn. Who is allowing that? Who? That's the question. Like, everybody's here fighting left versus right, but nobody figures out who's making us fight each other. Who controls the media? Like, who?
Well, I can break it down a little bit for you. Now, these royal families have been in power for thousands of years. They never lost power. They've always been there. And the way the power, Bella, knock it off. And the way the power was passed down was they wrote the religious books and they wrote the prophecies, and they would raise the next generations up in the royal families and school them on the books and the prophecies to make it all come true. So when they would take power, they would cause events and make things happen that coincided with what was written in the book, and people believed it was the prophecies, and they just kept on believing. And the same thing is happening today. So it's like the same people that wrote the prophecies are the same people playing it out today.
So somebody
and that's what gives everybody the perception that the book of Revelations is true and everything. That's just my opinion, but and it makes sense.
Listen,
and it makes just as much sense. It makes just as much sense to me as the creator being the one, making it all happen, because the book really is his, you know what I'm saying? But I just personally don't believe it, because there's too many imperfections in a book that's supposed to be of a perfect creator. I don't buy it.
There's a lot of translations to it. It's like a story.
Right.
If I tell you, it's like I whisper something into your ear, you're going to tell Mo something else. What I said, and you're gonna add a little, little something.
Now ask yourself this: who were the ones doing all the translations?
Well, maybe
bear in mind, it was the church that was the governments back then. So the churches were doing all the writing and all the publishing, and they were the ruling class. They were the wealthy elites.
You control the media. You control the people. You back then was print. There was no TV. Everything was done through print.
And that's the psychological warfare that I was going to explain to BMT before he dropped off. And I was going to wait for him to get his point across and respond to him, and then build on my point to illustrate that to him. So
debate got to 1-on-1.
Yeah, it was good. It was getting good. I was enjoying that shit, man.
Hey, look,
come on, Whiskey.
Debate on his channel. So I'll do a debate.
He was really like he was really making me think, though. He was really, I ain't gonna lie, he was really making me think.
Make each other think, man.
I like conversations like that, man.
Yeah. And dude, that's a problem, dude. That's a problem on Facebook. I couldn't deal with these conservatives on Facebook because they don't like intellectual conversation.
That's because, and think about this, Mo. That's because the religions teach them that don't be an intellectual. Being an intellectual is bad. Using your brain is bad, but it's the same brain that God gave you. So it's like you give your kid a gift, and then the kid doesn't play with it, doesn't use it. How would you feel? You'd feel bad. And that's how I feel when I'm told to not use my brain and not think and not try to figure shit out for myself.
Yeah.
You know, it's like God gave me a fucking brain to think. Why would I not think? Like, I think I'd be obeying him more if I was to use the gift that he gave me rather than to ignore it and blindly follow a book that says King James on it. I'm just saying, you know, that's just my opinion. But I was raised in the church. I do know the Bible. I have studied the Bible. And for years, there was a lot of things in it that, you know, I just had to believe because it didn't make sense to me, even as a kid. But I wasn't able to ask any questions or do any research on my own because I was just a kid.
But why black churches are the most religious churches? Them the motherfuckers. I'm telling you, man.
Because it was beat into them during slavery, man. That's what kept us on the plantation for all them years.
I tell these black churches, right? You got black churches at every corner. They worship their church more than they worship God. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Every corner. Hallelujah. Who gonna fall in church?
You know, and the churches are kind of like a business now. They all got the tax numbers, the 501c3.
Mm-hmm.
So they're taxable entities, and any taxable entity is a business when a church is supposed to be separate from,
you
know, they shouldn't have no dealings at all.
Yeah.
So just the fact that the 501c3 designation exists, that means there was legislation written pertaining to establishments of religion.
Mm-hmm.
And that shouldn't be. They should be free to operate, collect all the money they want, spend it however they want, do what they want. And if the pastor is being crooked and, you know, stealing the money and shit, it's up to the people in the church to govern over their church and make sure that everything goes according to the way it's supposed to go. But unfortunately, when people get that kind of power, they get corrupted and shit. So
like the TD Fakes and Creflo Dollars and Joel Osteen. No,
right.
I'm trying to name these black pastors, these black ones. Like TD Fakes. Yeah, they all terrible. You know,
and what they do.
They prosperity. They're part of the Trinity Broadcast Network, TBN. You know, I used to be a part of the church. I used to be a part of the church.
Why do you need a private jet?
Yeah, why you need a private?
And you see another tactic, another thing they accomplish by getting people like trapped into beliefs like that. Every decision that they make with their lives is going to be centered around this belief, and they'll never be able, or they'll rarely ever be able to think outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like for instance, you know, Jesus, you know, he took the approach of turning the other cheek, right?
Yeah.
Which is fair. God gave you two cheeks. But what happens when you're out of cheeks? You still got two hands. So put them on them, right? Defend yourself.
Yeah.
So the turn the other cheek thing is one of those things that I just don't agree with.
Hey, let me tell you what happened to me, right? Years
Yeah.
ago, I was at a part of a church for many years. I was the youth leader of the church, the youth leader. I was the youth minister of the church because I knew my Bible. I knew this. You know,
Were you Pentecostal, Baptist, or what?
No, that was non-denominational. You know, I was there, but
Oh, okay.
still in the apostolic doctrine, right? But when I was teaching them, I looked at them. I started reading the Bible. Or I started studying the Bible more. Like I've been lied to, so I started being more real with the kids. And they didn't like what I was teaching the kids, so they kicked me out of the church because I started to wake up in the church, and they didn't like that. And I came up and said,
and that's the problem.
People struggle with cussing. What's wrong with somebody cussing? Cussing ain't a bad word. If you go look at the word damn in England, it's different. What you mean? You said that damn is not a bad word. I was saying it to something the kids in church.
And that's the problem. And that's the problem with the belief systems. You know what I'm saying? You're not allowed to question it. Once you start questioning it, you then become a black sheep. You become a bad person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's what was going on in the minds of all those people that left my channel when I decided to touch on the subject of both the flat earth, because that's another world religion that we're not allowed to question, and the Bible, you know, the misconceptions about the Bible. So the same mindset that the people were in when they kicked you out of the church is the same mindset those people were in when they hit the unsubscribe button, because it's psychological warfare, and certain psychological weapons produce similar results.
If you look in the Bible, right, when Paul was in the book of it was after Acts, it was I forgot what book it was, But he said that people follow different. People was like, if it was different followers of Jesus. They followed the different apostles back then. It was already infighting going on back then. You know, people were starting to get already. Look, people that followed Jesus eventually got religious.
Now, let me tell you. You want to hear the parallel story of creation?
Yeah.
That the Bible. This is the story that was original with the ancient people all around the world, and they all had similar stories. And when they wrote the Adam and Eve story, they plagiarized this story. So here's how it goes. The forbidden fruit was not an actual fruit on a tree. It was the animals, because the entire earth was the Garden of Eden at the time. Well, creation, it started supposedly at the North Pole in the center, like the point of singularity. And that's why they like to use the spiral symbol, because that signifies life starting at the center and spiraling out. And as the people, started eating, they were eating the fruits, the animals were eating the fruits, and they were shitting the fruits all over the earth and propagating the fruit trees. So there was abundance. And the one rule was, don't eat the animals. That was the forbidden fruit. But over time, certain groups of men would go out and they would hunt the animals, and they would secretly eat the animals, sneak the meat back to their people, get the people addicted to the meat until eventually everybody was breaking the rule. And it was just kind of like an accepted thing that nobody talked about or whatever. I don't know how it went down, but they got the people addicted to the meat. But because only certain men possessed the skills to hunt the animals, they became the rulers, because they were now providing the people with what they demanded. So it was a supply and demand thing. It was an addiction thing. It was breaking the golden rule of eating the animals. Now, as the animal population started to thin out and wither, the amount of fruit trees weren't being propagated anymore. And so the food around the earth started dying off, and all they had left was to depend on the hunters. And that's why a lot of these secret societies that the ruling families are connected to have a lot to do with hunting. And these were the same groups of people that instituted the religions, set up the kingdoms, ran the Egyptians, the Greeks, the Romans, the Persians. They were all connected people, but they were only at the top in the ruling family. So the kings of every land knew the kings of every other land, but the people didn't know. So when they were pitted to go to war against each other, they fought and killed each other, because that's what the kings demanded. So that's the parallel story to how we ended up in modern times and in history and actually having governments, because back then it was anarchy, but it was peace because there was abundance. So there was no need for everybody to fight with each other. And the diets was plant-based. That's the parallel story.
Where was that, or to know that story?
That was damn, I can't even remember where that was in the Dogon, what's that book called? Because there's a book written by a French anthropologist, Griswold, but that's not the real story. But the real story comes from, I think it was the Dogon Elders Speak. And there was a dude, I can't fucking remember his name, but it was a dude that went down there and actually made a video with them, telling them the whole story of creation and how they believe they came from the North Pole and shit. Oh, and wow. They descended from the Pygmies, and the Dogon is actually the oldest tribe in Africa. So that's why that story has a lot of weight to it and makes so much sense, because it's believed to be true. But the reason why none of this shit is really written down is because it was a tradition to pass these stories down through oral tradition, because the elders felt like if they wrote it down, it would be forgotten. But if it was remembered and spoken, it would be, it would be carried on and passed on. Which kind of makes sense, because remember back in the day when we had to remember people's phone numbers, we actually could, and now we could punch them all in our cell phones, and we can't fucking remember anybody's number by heart unless it's one we call every day.
No, yeah, that's how dumb they got us down.
Yeah, so it's kind of true with the oral thing.
I don't want to say that story makes sense, but I agree with retention spans. But I don't think that story made any sense. But I believe everybody has a choice to believe in what they believe in. But that story.
Well, it makes more sense to me than a talking snake in the garden seducing a woman to eat a fruit. I'm just saying.
I mean,
where were the other people? Where were the other people at the time?
Well, see,
if there weren't any other people, we're products of incest. So that's another problem.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. We're living in a country right here where statutory rape in some areas is literally you can marry a kid you can marry a child that's like 15 or 16. So I guess wherever you could probably go where morale is, what is the law for one area is probably immoral for another area. So when you're trying to say,
that's what they say. They say morality is relative now.
So when you're trying to, when people say statutory incest, I mean, it's kind of a moot point. I mean, you're talking about human survival.
Well, because.
So
but here's where I have to
Okay.
disagree with you, bro. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, man. Here's where I have to disagree with you, because my bad, man. Because that statutory incest is not amongst the majority, so that could have been a mutation that happened along the way. But if we came from Adam and Eve and we're products of incest, I think it would be a lot more commonplace than it is.
Adam and Eve is more so a code reference of the beginning, or probably the first of that type of people. You gotta understand. I mean, that's literally a placation. Because I mean, I've been to places where the grave sites of men are 6 and 7 feet tall, and there's a lot of them out there in Afghanistan. So
yeah, but that's got nothing to do with our origins.
Hold on. Wait, yeah, it does have a lot to do with origins. if I'm finding grave sites where people are 7 feet tall, but how many people are 7 feet tall, 8 feet tall on average?
The whole NBA?
No, they're not. They're 6 feet. And then even that's pushing it. If you can get somebody 7 feet tall.
There's a whole tribe in Africa, and the shortest person is 6'4".
Okay, that's a tribe in Africa. I mean, congratulations, they kept some of the recessive.
So there's thousands of people that exist that are that tall.
Okay, so what's 1,000 to millions? What's 1,000 to millions? 1,000 is like almost like a school.
So has there been millions of giant grave sites found?
If you go to Afghanistan,
Because if there has, I haven't.
I mean,
I didn't hear about that.
I mean, have you gone to Afghanistan?
No.
Okay, see right there. Like, I got a question. So when you're going to third world countries where certain places are being destroyed, desecrated, ruined, it's no secret that a lot of these militias or people who don't know nothing about different history or Alexander the Great or different libraries are being destroyed. Then that means history gets lost. So that means certain types of groups of people or the stuff that they left over is gone. Like I said, I don't know about the thing about eating, like everybody eating vegetation, because some of the places I've been to, there's not a lot. Like they're pretty much.
Well, that's explained by the animals being eaten.
I don't know. Some animals I don't think you would want to eat. Like I'm sorry. Like I tried camel like 2 times.
It didn't taste point, man.
Well, I missed a lot of your points. Like some of your points. I mean, that's fair, but everybody has a right to believe what they believe. That's the whole point of this world, of this earth. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has
I'm just saying you missed the point, because you're saying the story doesn't make sense, but everybody who did get the point seemed to believe it makes sense.
Well, I mean, like that's
the problem.
Well, that's like people who say that flat Earth. You know what I'm saying? Does that get taught in school? No, it does not get taught in school, because.
Well, who runs the schools?
Oh, see, who runs the school? Well, I mean, is it a private school or talking about a public school? Which one?
School in general.
Well, for the private school, which I did 2 interviews on both of them, that's literally run by Miss Pinkney, and also run by I think the other lady. Her name is Miss Garrett. She's pretty cool. She's at a local church, and also her husband.
So that's a private school.
Yeah, private school. Like they family.
Okay.
They don't teach flat.
Okay.
And they're like
that's their choice, but that's just because they probably never heard about it or learned about it. The most they heard about it was Columbus thought it was flat. He sailed and found out it was round, and that's it. Because that's what I heard.
Well,
here's the thing. Here's a funny little fact, though.
Boy.
Oh, go ahead.
I see you do. That's the thing. That's the thing about, like, I can respect. Everybody has a different belief system, and that's fine. That's fine. But the thing about it is, it's proving. That's the biggest thing about it is the.
That's why they're both just beliefs. That's why we have to both agree that they're both just beliefs.
Well, see,
that's the fact of the matter.
Okay, so we're now hearing people, I guess, Illuminati secret society of blue people are now, the rulers of the world. And
I didn't hear that.
well, trust me, you listen. Hang around on certain YouTube spaces, and you fit in well with some people. And I listen to a lot of the things that they say, and I'm like, wait, where did you get that from? Well, I found this ancient scroll under the bathroom toilet that I bet you didn't know about, and I'm like, all right, come back.
BMT.
Stop. Like, stop.
You see where you see now you're insulting me, bro.
No, I ain't insulting you.
All my theories are based in simple fact and logic. It's a fact that there are animals that eat plants. Every animal, even meat-eating animals, actually eat certain plants for certain issues when they have illnesses. Even my dogs eat grass when their stomachs hurt. You know what I'm saying? So there is evidence in nature that plants feed the animals, and birds eat plants and they shit out the seeds and they propagate the seeds. Do they not? They do all the time. So there's evidence for that. There's evidence for that too. I'm just saying there's physical evidence that supports the notion that before humans were eating animals and there were lots and lots of animals on the earth, if they were, then that would make conditions right for lots and lots of plants to grow.
So what happened to
it's a symbiotic relationship.
So what happened to the dinosaurs?
There were no dinosaurs. That's bullshit.
Really?
Show me a real dinosaur bone. Show me a real dinosaur bone.
What?
You think the ones in the museums are real? Because the museums will tell you they're not real.
I didn't say I went to a museum to go see a dinosaur bone. I actually got to see them. But wait, I now question now.
You got any pictures?
Yeah, actually I do. I actually got some with my kid.
I would sure love to see them, bro, because that would really change things in my mind. I sure would love to see them, and I mean that.
I don't know if I can change a flat earther's mind like this. Some of y'all it's gotta be.
No, you can't, because I'll never trust criminals and I'll never believe a lie.
So okay.
I'll never trust criminals and I'll never believe a lie. And gravity holding the globe together is a physical lie.
So wait, you'll never trust criminals.
Right.
You'll never believe a lie.
Nope, not willingly.
Do you believe in the US?
Once I know,
What country are you in?
I'm a criminal.
I'm in America.
Yeah, I'm about to say. You're literally on the ex-criminals panel.
I was charged for armed robbery, and I did it. I was found out guilty.
I'm about to say.
No, I mean current criminals. Current criminals.
Well, guess what? You trust.
And we know there's lots of those in the government.
Wait.
That's what I'm referring to.
Question. You're on the internet.
Okay. What's that mean?
The internet's a one big lie. Literally, it's fabrication of lies, encoding and stealing.
I mean, we're really sitting here talking though, right? So I'm accomplishing what I want to sit here and talk to you, and we're sitting here talking, right? So I don't have a problem with it.
Okay,
it's working for me.
I mean, but you say you don't trust criminals.
No, when it comes to
what
philosophical questions that can be disproven with logic and facts, no, I would not trust them. No, absolutely not.
Okay. So long as, but like I said, I get everybody has a right to believe in what they believe.
Well, let me ask you something, BMT. You think the pictures of Earth that they show us are real? Any of them?
Just like
you think those are real photographs?
I believe, just like you believe that there's a flat Earth and there's no gravity. I believe just like you do.
Honestly, because nah, man, you trolling me, bro. Don't play with me like that, dog. You sounded like a Glober from hell, man. Don't play with me like that.
That's the word. Nah. Is that the word now, Glober?
Well, that's what I refer to him as
a Glober. And
you're globe believer.
And
I'm called a flat earther.
I just call y'all like internet sensations. I think I just call y'all internet sensations. Like
I like disagreements.
Huh?
I love disagreements.
I like disagreements. This is like I said. This is why I said, Mo. This is
helpful. I like this. I like this conversation.
Like I said, Mo. This is why I said about the internet. This is where you get to meet the most interesting people in the world. I never hear about flat earthers except on the
in real life.
Never, nobody, none of these people
we can't talk about it in real life, bro. Right. We get fired and shit. Our wives will leave us.
But
come on, man. You know how
y'all look weird as fuck. Like you some of y'all look weird as fuck. Like, hold up, dude. It's only 9 o'clock in the morning. Are you drinking?
No shit, bro. I have a flat Earth T-shirt that I wear in public. So don't, you know what I'm saying? We're out there.
Listen, there's dudes who walk around with ass chaps and literally a doggone bird beak on in down into the city. He's out there, and I'm pretty sure if you wearing a T-shirt, that's the least of our worries nowadays. Like, we know like that's the thing about it. Like no, I think that's the thing about it. People, like I said, people can believe in whatever believe, as long as they ain't hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's only till when. Because that's the thing about it. I always ask people, if their doctrine or whatever they're saying is so sound, why have they not been able to prove it and get it pushed through like schools and doggone colleges and stuff?
Okay. Well, here's an.
Hell, you got. I mean, I'm just saying, but you got a girl with Asperger's. She's on Time magazine. How the hell the flat earther didn't get on there yet?
Well,
like,
I gotta. Well, let me. I have to be thorough with my answers. I can't just give you. I can't just answer it in one sentence.
Okay, this is gonna be good.
You do know that the United Nations exists, and it's a conglomerate of all world leaders in all major developed
Are you
countries.
doing some Illuminati stuff?
Correct. This is strictly on a governmental, practical. The people vote for these assholes basis. Okay. No, I mean the people of those countries or whatever the fuck they did to get those people in power and representing them, sitting at the UN and shit and making these treaties and all that.
Question:
Okay,
who voted
and
for Putin? Who voted for Putin?
The Russian people.
I don't think they have a choice. Putin, like nobody.
Well, that doesn't look.
So I mean, nobody.
You're getting off. Look. You're segueing into something different. That's not where I was going with.
I'm just saying, like a lot of these people are dictators that are on there. That not really.
That's what I'm saying, and that you're just further proving my point. You know what I'm saying? But check this out. So all these unelected dictators are in this conglomerate, and it was their selected scientists that started pushing the climate change bullshit. I'm sure you're aware of that, right? With the climate, the high to decline, ClimateGate scandal.
So you're saying climate change is not real?
It's weather weapons. They're using weather weapons to basically exasperate the weather conditions that are being produced normally. Like every hurricane season, they intensify them, steer them, and this is all admitted fact. Okay.
What could you give me a source where you get these things from? I'm just
look up geoengineering during the Vietnam War under LBJ, and there's actually military documentation of what we did in the jungles of Vietnam to flood out all the trails, the Ho Chi Minh Trail in particular, to cut off the Viet Cong supply lines. And they actually extended the monsoon period for 3 months, I believe the time period was 3 months longer than it should have been. But you're getting me off topic, man. What was the question again? Oh, how come no flat earthers are getting any mainstream attention? Well, you understand that the mainstream media is an establishment that's all connected in one conglomerate with these unelected world leaders that are pushing this bullshit on the world, right? And the flat earth thing is kind of like a subculture that's arisen that's actually challenging one of the major cash cows that they have going, which is the space program, because all the space programs of the world are interconnected. They trade parts with each other, ideas with each other, scientists, personnel with each other all the time. It's no secret. They all share the ISS supposedly. So they're all connected. These are proven, mainstream admitted connections. You cannot deny this. So when the flat earth people come around and say, look, NASA alone is taking $50 million plus a day from taxpayers, and they're using green screens and faking the whole space shit. And what's up there is not what they tell us is up there. The world is not a spinning ball. It's actually a flat plane. Naturally, there's going to be pushback from this major establishment because we're now not only undermining our own space agency, but we're undermining all the space agencies of the world because they're all using the same information and the same data and telling the same lie because they're all one interconnected conglomerate at the very top. So if we undermine our space station and we debunk that, our space program and debunk that, we debunk them all. And that's dangerous to them. So we're a threat. So now YouTube has to censor the information. We got to be demonized. And if you really listen to flat earth arguments versus globe earth arguments, I'm actually going to do a segment on my stream tomorrow night. And I really would like you to come check it out at 10. I'm going to go live at 10 Eastern. And it's a video called, I got the video on my community tab, and it's called 10 Challenges for Flat Earthers. And I'm going to point out every lie and misrepresentation that guy is telling to prove his point. I'm not going to prove my point. I'm just going to disprove his point. That's all I'm going to do, because my point is to get you guys to admit that the globe is not a fact. It's just a theory. It's a theory based in a big fat fucking lie.
Man, you flat earthers are so dedicated.
Thorough. We are thorough.
I hope that they give y'all hand out tinfoil hats. They give y'all.
But you understand
No, I
that
don't
if this,
know.
like,
No.
let's
No.
assume that it is true, right?
Let's not assume.
Do you understand the damage? Hold on, man. Open your mind.
No, we're
Assume
not.
that it's true.
I don't even hang with the woke
Imagine
kids.
the
No.
damage. Okay. Well, think about this. If one space program goes down because they're found out to be running complete hoaxes, what do you think that means for the other space programs of the world? So it's literally flat Earth against the entire world. But all we're doing is stating facts and using logic.
I got a question. How come no astronauts? Do y'all have any astronauts that are flat earthers?
They're all Masons, man. They're all Masons.
They're all Masons. Whoa.
And NASA is a government agency. They work for NASA. They get their checks from NASA. So if NASA tells them to lie, you best believe they're gonna fucking lie.
You are
Buzz Aldrin himself said they never went to the moon.
You are
logic, dude.
You are
facts
heavily,
and logic.
You are heavily conspiracy based. Okay, so that's
and there you go with the insult. You don't have a rebuttal. You just call me a conspiracy theorist. Is really?
Well, hang on. Let me show you this. Mo, are you there? Citizen man, are you there?
Okay. I'm still here.
Okay, now y'all remember what happened when they said that the drug epidemic in the U.S. is not bad? What were they trying to downplay that as, or what? What were they downplaying?
Well, who was telling that lie?
Hold on, wait, legal man.
No, ask yourself that. Who was telling that lie?
Well, I don't think they wanted to.
Because you can't just say shit was being said and not say who said it.
Well, actually, the government at one time was saying that.
Okay, so the government said it.
Well, yeah, because the government.
Short answer. Short answer. The government said.
Man, you cut people
No,
off.
I'm just trying to make sense of what you're saying. The government said the drug epidemic ain't that bad. They were obviously lying, correct?
Well, okay, so you want to keep cutting people off, or you gonna let me talk?
I'm trying to make. You're talking, but it's not making sense to me. So I'm trying to slow you down and
wait. A lot of things you said didn't make sense, but guess what? You still.
That's not my problem.
I can't.
It made sense to everybody else. So
Mo,
it's either you're slow or I'm just talking too fast.
Mo, do you believe in the flat Earth? Are you a flat earther, Mo? Kelly, are you a flat earther? Citizen man, are you a flat earther?
I guess so, because you haven't been able to debunk it. And neither have I.
Mo, are you a flat earther? Do you believe in that?
I ain't no earther.
Wait.
What? One for Glow.
I think I am on the fence. I don't believe shit they tell us, so I take everybody into accountability.
Like I said,
the possibility.
I think it's both flat and round. I don't know. I don't get into that. That's y'all.
Nigga, Mo, just drink your beer and shut up.
I'm a truth seeker. I'm a truth seeker, and as a truth seeker, you have to go based on the principles of facts and knowledge. Facts and logic. And the facts and logic tells me that maybe it's flat, but it's certainly not round, or spinning.
That's almost like me saying, Lord, I swear he'll fit in well with the woke people, Mo.
You don't think less of me now.
Listen,
Kelly. I know what's going on here. I see what's going on here.
This is almost like the woke.
This class is too advanced for you, BMT. You got to do some more research, man. You got to listen to some more. I'm not even an expert on the subject.
I wouldn't listen.
So you got to listen to some experts.
I got a better chance going on.
I don't want a flat beer.
Would you shut the
Yeah. Who wants a flat beer? Like nobody wants a flat beer. Nobody wants a flat beer. Nobody wants a woman with a flat chest. Nobody wants a woman with a flat ass. Like, I'm sorry, but so nobody's looking at. Well, I guess you know what. That's what I said. You know what? Live your truth, buddy. You know what I'm saying? This is the internet. You know what?
Well, look.
Zaya got her truth.
Think of it like
Zaya got her truth. So I guess you got your truth too. So.
Just think of it like this. Just think of it like this, BMT. You disagree with the argument, but at least you learn what the argument is.
I didn't learn anything from you today.
Why did it?
Well, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm happy about that. That's. I'm kind of happy.
But everybody on the panel that was actually paying attention to the conversation, are y'all witnessing what's happening here?
Mo was drinking a beer.
He couldn't debunk my argument, so now he's laughing and hurling insults. You see that, right? That's what happens. When you tell people to challenge their beliefs, and you disprove their beliefs to be fact. You disprove what they hold to be facts as beliefs. They get mad and then they get in their feelings and start laughing.
Okay. So what did you do? Okay, what did you debunk about me?
I didn't debunk anything.
Okay,
you
what did
just
I-
couldn't
what-
debunk me.
Why?
That's the whole point.
I got a question. Did I say I was trying to debunk you?
Okay,
No.
I
Answer
taught
the
you
question. Answer the
something.
question. Yes or no? Did I say
I
was trying to
taught you
debunk
something and you taught me nothing. How about
wait.
let's say
What did you teach me?
I taught you what the flat Earth arguments are. Some of them.
Listen.
So if you didn't learn it,
You
that's
didn't-
your loss. That's got nothing to do with me.
First of all, I had to be open to wanting to learn something.
So why did you even waste your time having? Why'd you waste my time having the conversation? I thought I was having a conversation with an intelligent, open-minded man.
Well, you kind of just
That
started
could-
going. You kind of just started going on a rant, and literally.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I
you
laid
did.
out.
No, you did. You
I
kinda
actually
did.
warned you before I did, and I told you I have to be thorough about this to make sure you
Oh, wait,
understand it. And I
pause. Okay, so right
didn't
there.
understand it.
So right
It's
there.
either you're
So
hyper
hold on. Let's
emotional
listen
right
to
now,
what you just
or
said.
you're just
In other
really
words,
that
you
slow. I
said-
don't know what's
yeah,
happening right
So
now.
literally, you just kept saying, "I got to be thorough." So in other words, you kept on cutting us off every time I kept talking.
No, I
You
didn't.
kept- You, oh my God, you
I
just did it
gave
right.
you the
You
floor.
just did it right there.
Because
You
I'm not
do
gonna let
know-
you lie.
You,
When you point,
oh,
when
wait,
you
wait,
call
so
me
now
out
you're
for
gonna lie.
cutting you off, when you
I
call me
think-
out for cutting you off, I stop cutting you off.
These
So stop
legal-
lying
hey,
and be honest, man.
These
Come
flat
on.
earthers are
You
pretty.
gotta be honest.
I
You're not being
there's some
honest, bro.
interesting people, dude. Like,
You're literally everybody
Listen,
heard it. You're
there's some
literally not
interesting,
being honest.
dude.
Like,
You
bro,
gotta,
I
hey,
just wanted to have a conversation, and this
Yo,
shit is turning into an argument.
hey,
Like
I gotta go get a
you
beer
act
for
real
this one. Like, this
feminine
guy
right
is
now.
weird as
You
hell,
acting
dude.
real like you're
Hey,
super
hey,
emotional.
Hey, you
now.
want to? Hey,
That's
hey,
crazy.
no, I mean, it's cool. Like, listen, dude.
You asked
I done-
questions and
I
I
done-
gave you answers.
What's your channel?
You wanted my theory, I shared my theory
what's
with
your
you. If
channel,
you didn't
dude?
learn it, that's not my fault.
What's your channel?
Huh?
What's your channel?
Citizen Man. Citizen Man.
I saw that.
Is Citizen Man? No, it's
Yeah,
not.
my name. Yeah, the name on the screen. Yeah, that's my channel.
Citizen Man.
Yeah,
Oh, you're that guy that said you can argue all day long.
you know who I am.
No,
I never said that. I never said
You
that.
kind of said that 2 episodes ago.
About what, the flat earth?
No, you said that you could argue all day long.
No, I don't like to argue. I like to debate.
Well,
Maybe I said I debated all day long, but I never said argue. I don't like to argue, so I would never say that. So that's a
Yeah.
lie too.
Okay, so
So either you're mistaking me for somebody else, or you mistook what I said, or I don't know, man.
let me check out your channel.
I didn't say that.
Listen, I got cheap beer left. God.
Listen, man. Listen, BMT.
Oh,
Check me
man,
out
it's a
tomorrow.
black dude. No wonder why I'm arguing. Oh God, shit.
I'm not
Yeah.
arguing with you. I was
Oh,
just trying to make
yeah,
a point.
I got some
leave it alone.
cheap ass
Yeah,
ice.
yeah, I'm done. It's a black man. I ain't got the top of this shit. I'll get it.
You running, man? Don't run. Don't run. Come back.
Can I ask you
What?
then,
I was supposed to be a white guy. Am I the wrong color? I'm sorry, man. I didn't know I could be logical and factual and be black at the
Hey,
same time. I
Bro,
thought that's what we
once
had
I
in
found
common.
out I was a black dude, I don't get paid to argue with no niggas online anymore. Fuck that. Hey, I don't get paid. Hey, I don't get paid to argue with no niggas online. Fuck that. Especially you on the goddamn 2K, buddy. I ain't arguing with no nigga.
We had
I ain't arguing with no nigga on 2K. Fuck that. I ain't get paid for that shit.
this is hilarious, man.
Hell
Yo, Mo,
no.
can I cut this and use it on my channel?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Cool,
Yeah,
cool, cool.
Citizen, man.
And I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna cut it and put a title on it and put it on there. I ain't even gonna put no slick shit on there.
Hey, when Hope coming back, man? I miss Hope, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, hold
bring
on. She work third shift a lot now. She like busy and stuff.
Man, where AD at, man?
I
Where's
mean,
AD?
goddamn, like you got like.
Hey,
See, this is why I stopped doing the debate channels right now for a while. So this is why we got the Witch Doctor and Jay and all and the BBW prophecy. I don't know. These are the conflated arguments of trying to get the clout thing. We can't do that. That's what got us in trouble on YouTube before, man. I ain't doing that shit. You know what I mean? We ain't doing that. Listen, I gotta get paid to do some argue with a flat earther. Shit, I rather know.
I'm just trying to figure out.
I'm
just trying to figure out why you would ask questions if you don't want to hear the answers. That's just bugging me out.
I kept trying to tell you I didn't care. It's like when my mom tries to preach to me about something. I'm like,
well,
I don't care. I don't care.
I guess.
I don't care.
I guess that's what you're saying.
Don't guess.
I kept hearing questions.
I'm telling you. I know.
So next subject, man.
You had Niggerville on. Like Niggerville was like, I want you to hear me out. I'm like, I was like, I don't really give a fuck.
Question quick, please. Why
Go for it.
Why didn't somebody like freaking Neil Armstrong admit to these lies before on his deathbed?
Buzz Aldrin said they didn't go to the moon already. He said it on camera.
He did.
Yes, he did.
Now, where's that audio?
Pull it up. Pull it up. Just go on YouTube.
Go
and
ahead.
say,
No, you do it.
Let's Google it. Let me look. Yeah.
Google it.
I can't do it. I'm on my phone. I can't do it
got
from my
it.
phone. I could do it tomorrow night.
Let's do the whole damn debunker, and yeah, he can't pull that shit up. God damn it. Thank God for Kelly. God damn it.
Well, somebody could pull it up because it's out there.
It's always out there. Yep.
I'm not gonna sit here and make up shit.
Oh, trust me. It's YouTube. God, let me go check out this dude channel.
Believers.
Let me see this dude.
Believers.
Hey, Citizen Man and BMT got to do a one-on-one debate.
No,
Here we go.
I'm not. Jay, listen, you trying to get Jay to yell at me for like some
Okay,
shit?
what's this? Hold on. Is it the 2 minute? Wait, there's a lot of clips. Is it in the 2 minute and 28-second clip or the 9 minute? Let's see.
Look, the last time I saw that thing was a year ago, so I really couldn't tell you. Just click one.
Now, Kelly, I got a question, Kelly.
There's quite a few of them out there.
Now, Kelly, I got a question. How do you know it's not edited?
Well, you got to watch it to see.
How do you know it's not edited?
I mean, share the screen.
Watch them all.
Go back to the StreamYard.
All right.
And you go to screen share right here.
And y'all wonder now why people literally chop off their penises and say that they're Martians now.
Oh my God.
This is where we're at. I told y'all, man. I told y'all.
Yeah, when you start using your brain.
2020, man. 2020. Y'all wonder how the Asperger kid got up there and hey, it's anybody's case.
They're not giving it from
Oh God, we're so fucked.
Wait, can you get copyrighted to play this?
Well, hello, and thank you for tuning in to Truth TV News. I'm Vincent.
Hey, can I get a copyright for this?
Most likely.
I don't know, man.
Oh, he don't. The Citizen Man don't even know. He got your. Oh God, it's a nigga.
I started this video long before I had a channel, man.
Look where you pulling this shit from. Oh my God. Yeah, we're screwed.
Y'all don't send me off. Give me 98.
Look, just look it up. Just look it up on your own time, man. It's out there. Just look it up on your own time. That's all you gotta do.
He done.
You don't have to yell at me. You ain't gotta yell at me and say none of that dumb shit. All you gotta do is look it up on your own time.
Showed you some Wakandian video of vibranium and shit.
You don't know Bro Sanchez?
Oh, duh. Kelly, that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, that's what I'm saying. Like, once you listen to Brother Sanchez, you done heard it all. Once you done heard Brother Sanchez, you done heard all the flat.
I don't agree. I don't agree with Bro Sanchez about everything he talks about. Man, so let's not make that mistake. I fucks with Bro Sanchez.
Oh, well, listen,
Listen, he blows my mind.
I'm a moderator on one of his channels, so I fuck with Bro Sanchez.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't agree with that man on everything he talks about. He don't agree with me on everything I talk about.
We know.
But certain things that he's thorough and factual about, I deal with.
You know what?
I agree with.
You have the right to believe.
Because the truth is the truth.
You have the right to believe in Santa Claus.
It's either you believe or you know. And if you don't know, you believe. Some things I know and some things I don't know, so I believe, just like you do. So ain't no reason to be mad at each other, say dumb shit.
Hang on, let me go ahead and see if I can pull up some stuff.
Do any of you do any of you guys mess with Joe Rogan at all?
Yeah, I think I've talked to Joe Rogan twice. He's pretty cool.
Okay.
Pretty eccentric though. Well, he's cool.
I think she's waiting.
Who's waiting?
Oh, Sarah.
Oh, someone trying to. Oh, orchestra. Oh, trying to get on here. Yeah, orchestra. Yeah, how you doing? What's up?
Hey, babies.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up?
Are you a flat earther?
No.
I thought we was gonna change the subject, man. I thought we were gonna change the subject.
I just wanted to jump in with something, Mr. Citizen. I am not being disrespectful, but according to the Bible, I told Adam not to eat from that fucking tree. Didn't say shit to Eve. So I don't want us for all this inbreeding shit.
Well, look, listen. I just stated my position, and if you disagree, you disagree. I disagree with you. That's fine. You believe what you believe. I believe what I believe, and we don't have to wag each other's fingers in each other's faces or none of that shit. I love you just like I love everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And I'm only sharing my opinions because you know you guys are cool. You know what I mean?
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to the
Hey, feel
widow.
free to disagree. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I was
America
raised.
and Jesus.
No,
Okay, yes, sir.
you can confirm it either way.
Pardon?
I said,
Kelly, quit being nice. No.
I just
Hi,
think,
Miss Kelly.
hi.
I
Kelly's
love your
always
hair.
Kelly's always trying to be pure and happy and shit.
I am.
He is. I love your hair color, honey. Looks great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kelly, we're gonna get you when you come back to the show.
Yo, Mo, what's up with this Bernie Sanders and Public Enemy thing, man? I saw your video the other day. Did you talk about that again after that?
Public Enemy is endorsing Bernie Sanders. He's gonna open up. They're gonna do a concert together and all that stuff with Bernie Sanders.
Oh, they're gonna do
How about-
the Public Enemy?
Yeah. I did
Yeah.
a video. I got a bunch of pro-black dudes. I got more dislikes on there than likes. I got like 50 likes now. No, 50 dislikes and 40 likes. They came on my shit.
Right.
I got more dislikes. That's the first video that I ever had more dislikes than a like video. First time I experienced that, yo.
You got to talk.
It gets worse.
Just talk about Tom Sawyer.
You saw that? You saw that, BMT? The juvenile concert that he did?
Yep. Mm-hmm. It was in my state.
God, oh God, you went to it? Did you go to it?
No, why would I go?
You should have went and got some video, man. You should have went and posted it, bro.
Nah, I already know how that was gonna go. I already know.
I read about Bernie today is he got on the wrong private jet.
Really?
Yeah. It was all over the news. I mean, I'm like,
Did he fly to the wrong destination or?
No, he got off before he ended. I want to say it was Biden's plane. I'm like, oh Lordy.
Hey, Mo, can I invite the witch doctor on? The one who believes in Lilith. Can I bring? Because I mean, since it's like pretty much that type of night.
Oh, I invite everybody on here. Come on.
Bring. I'll see if I can get the witch doctor. He was telling us how you can tell a woman's birth, how many eggs she has. Then we're bringing on everybody now. Let's bring on her. Bring on
everybody. Fucking right.
It's not a fun.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Well, hey, listen, we heard you. We might as well go get everybody tonight. Let's go grab everybody.
I'm up for it, man. Let's do it.
Might as well get every person. Fuck, where's the witch doctor? Where's the witch doctor at? Hang on, let me call him right now. I mean, we're doing everything tonight. We got a flat earther, get a witch doctor. I think I have that. There's a dude who drank pee. I'm gonna see if I can get him on the show. Since we're bringing all the interested people. We might as well just go ahead and have a good time. Let me go see what's my work. Don't mind me. Y'all keep on talking. I'm gonna see if I can go call people up. This is gonna be one of those weird shows tonight. I'm gonna call him.
Hey, you said a dude that drank pee?
Yeah, he drinks pee.
Hey, I'm just playing.
Really?
Are you saying like he just drinks regular Budweiser?
Kelly won't allow me to bring the BBW strippers on the show, so no. I'm not allowed to. Kelly's gonna yell at me. So See, Kelly's already mad, so that's why I can't bring no damn.
I'm not mad.
That's why you got in trouble last time we was in the chat when the stripper was on there. So all right. So the thing about it is it bad to believe in the Bible now? Is it bad to believe in the Bible?
I don't care what you believe. I don't think beliefs are good or bad as long as they don't infringe on anybody else's rights. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you guys on that level. Like your beliefs are your beliefs, and you're free to believe what you want to believe.
For me, the Bible is the documented case of child abuse, murder.
Say that one more time, Star. You broke up for a second.
Just chilling this church. I got banned off. I got blocked off my Facebook.
You want to come on the show and talk about conspiracy theories?
Conspiracy theories, sure.
Yeah, we got a flat earther, conservative, an interracial couple, and MAGA.
Okay, just send me the link.
Wait, what about me? I'm just
also a white Christian Anglo-Saxon woman. She's a virgin.
Okay.
Okay, I'll send you one.
It's a big dumbass fly.
Okay, Citizen, what I was saying, for me, and for me only, the Bible is the best documented case of premeditated murder, child abuse, extortion, sex trafficking.
Yep.
That's just my belief.
Who is this guy you're bringing on here?
The guy who drinks pee.
Emerald Man.
Emerald Man?
Emerald Man.
I've probably seen them before. You know,
I've never heard of that. Oh, not the Emerald guy.
Kelly, stop it. He's coming.
Are you talking about the Emerald Pill guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has Jesus' stick.
Lord.
Woo.
I mean, we already listened to Citizen Man. Why can't we have Emerald Man?
Fuck, I heard him the other day.
That's not really his name, is it?
Yes. His name.
Oh, come on.
Like I said, Citizen Man, you might not want to come on my show. They'll walk around, they'll talk circles around you. You might not want to be on my show.
Okay.
There's a whole circus.
Okay.
That's why Mo fits in well on our circuit, but he has time to be drunk and be down dealing with prostitutes and shit on our show. So Kelly be keeping us.
As long as I get as long as I get to keep the clips, that's fine.
We can work out something with that. But we
couldn't even get his wife to co-sign it the other day. I heard.
Okay, Kelly, listen, that you didn't see, you didn't understand everything. You were half drunk. You didn't understand.
I was not drunk.
Okay, send me the goddamn link so I can give it to Emerald Man. He wants to.
Hold on. Hey, moderators, I'm gonna put y'all on timeout for y'all. You got to be on your job. Send the goddamn links. I'm gonna put all you motherfuckers on timeout.
I'm gonna subscribe to you, Citizen Man. I'm subscribed.
Right there.
I put the link.
All right, cool. I'm already subscribed to you, bro. I'll be following your channel sometime.
I'm subscribed to you. You know, I'm happy to come up there, but I like I said, I'm happy to come on up. If you want to come on up and kick it with us, I mean, like I said, like
look, we don't look. If you don't want to talk flat Earth, we don't have to talk about that. We can talk about anything else.
Listen, I don't give a shit. Listen,
that doesn't define me.
I done dealt with all the weirdos on Facebook and YouTube now, baby. Like, y'all listen. You
start now. I'm gonna show that shit. Show it. You know what to put. Petty time starts now.
Hi, John.
Where my goddamn link? Goddamn link.
There we go.
Everybody know I put all my wrenches on timeouts. I always put wrench on timeouts for me. Like I see you at 5, y'all.
I told you. This dude, I hate this one guy. He always sends me pictures of his penis to just.
Time start right now. Look, I'm finna.
Nah, man.
It starts right now. So your guy coming on in a minute, man. This will be lit.
So are we going to be like entering Pettyville?
No, we'll behave. This time.
I can't behave. I'm a dope.
Oh.
Yeah, man, I'm on a Bud Light and I got to drink this cheap ass ice house. Fuck.
Well, they got stores, so.
Well, okay, so the Bible, like I mean, like I said, I'm fine with the Bible. It's cool by me. You know what I'm saying? I agree. To me, it's more so of a document of chronological events. Some stuff, hey, you know, they didn't understand, so they just wrote it down and said, you know, different other people. Now, I'm gonna say this. Now, here's the thing. Here's why I hit at it. We talk about psychological thing. We call it psychological. I call it life lesson rules. And we'll say, well, why do you say that? Okay, so let's look at it right now. When they talk about having children or pretty much certain type of sexual deviancies, now you see it starting to reflect. It's starting to showcase on humanity. Okay, let's just hit at that. Anal sex, different other stuff. I mean, hey, you do what you do, rock your boat how you feel. But we can't lie and say that HIV, STDs, and different types of AIDS has drastically risen. But what has also happened is that the human population, like especially like in the U.S., has drastically gone down. This is why there are certain guidelines or rules that we look at them like they're weird or hey, that's just some hocus pocus. But then you're like, holy shit.
Who is this nigga right here?
Who? Which one?
Who said this nigga? BFT, why do you find these people?
And why are we looking at
Emerald Pill, I'll put on your music. I'll put on your music, Emerald Pill. I'm sorry.
Hey, here we
I'm sorry, Emerald Pill. God damn it. I'm sorry, Emerald Pill.
Emerald
sorry.
Pill.
I blame Kelly. I blame Kelly why we have
Emerald Pill. Thank you. I appreciate you. Emerald Pill, man. Appreciate you.
Emerald Pill, man. God damn it.
Hey, you got a YouTube channel, so we subscribe to you. Who gonna subscribe to him? Subscribe to Emerald.
Turn on your volume, dude.
Drop his link.
Drop his link, somebody. I'll put you on the timeout. All right? Drop him.
I'll find it.
Somebody find it. Because this nigga look like he would be off the chain tonight. The nigga, put your goddamn mic on, nigga.
Emerald Pill, do you have your mic on?
Volume.
He's already trolling us right now. Fuck. Here we go, already.
Here we go, nigga. Get your ass on here, nigga. I'm in a petty mode tonight, so get your ass up.
I hate when he does. I hate when he fucks with me right now. Emerald Pill, I told you not to do that.
Nigga.
This is when he does that. Emerald Pill. This is him right here. This is how he always does
Do
it.
you have a channel?
Is that Jeopardy?
Yes, that's Jeopardy. I've been on The Price is Right, and I've been on Price is Right, Jerry Springer, and I've been on Judge Judy. Those are the 3 shows I got to be on.
Please tell me it wasn't for paternity.
No, that's Murray. That's Murray, dear. Murray does the paternity. Murray does the paternity. And that's honest. Let's be for real. That's honestly the only thing that's really keeping him going is the paternity.
Yeah.
Like that and the slander. But mind you, before then, you had other talk shows like Ricky. What is it?
Ricky Lake.
Ricky Lake. That's my.
Yeah, there was Ricky Lake, Montel,
Arsenio.
Who was the lady that had? Was it Sally or the lady? It was a blonde headed.
Sally with the red glasses.
Yes, and she all now, mind you.
Sally, yeah.
Yeah, like they
Jesse Raphael.
right, like there were other talk shows. I think Murray was more so the one that was doing a paternity test, and
Geraldo was lit.
I still like when Geraldo got hit with that chair in the face.
I call him
He
Geraldo.
got his nose broke. That show was lit. Hey,
it was crazy.
Does this guy have a channel?
Emerald Pill? Yeah, he does. I gotta go find his channel. Literally, he's a wild card, Kelly. I know you check all these channels, but I want you to all know he's a wild card. He's a wild card.
Dude, your mic is muted.
Nigga, get your goddamn mic on, nigga.
This is why. Oh Lord, this is why he drinks. This is why I have to drink. They don't want his black ass.
Where you at, nigga? Yeah.
All right, Mo. I want you to know when you start bringing them to your channel, you ain't gonna ever get rid of this child right here.
Good. I like that shit. I'm all ashamed.
Kelly gonna be like, "What have we brought?"
You better hope I don't come to Atlanta and show up at your house.
No.
I'm trying to come to Atlanta in April, Lucretia's rally, and I will love to pick up down there.
Oh shit, we gotta definitely link up.
Yeah, Charles Patrick over there, speak Uber guy. We gonna kick all of them.
That'd be a crazy ass guy.
I love Uber guy.
That'd be a crazy ass channel. I don't think.
Yeah.
Have all of us like I like some of our conservative content creative, and some of them are just weird as fuck.
Man, email your mans and let them know that this goddamn mic don't work.
Yeah, nigga. My friend, I'm gonna kick you off. You come back in, nigga.
No way. Get his shit together.
Get your shit together.
For us, he just is doing.
Because I want to be funny. It's gonna be some good shit tonight, man. We don't get a dance floor tonight. This is
doing that shit.
So no, but I've done I've done quite a few shows. Like before I got on YouTube, I was talking on radio. I was talking on radio.
I was talking about that earlier. I said that I was saying that all of us YouTube vloggers, We done stuff before this. Like I've been in the industry before. I've done music before. I traveled before. You done things. All of the content creators, we done things before YouTube.
Right. This is more so of us just doing things our own way. That's why, So I mean, and this is our voice. Like we get to have a voice and get to talk with people, get to meet different people. I enjoy meeting people.
And connect.
Yeah. So it's like it's more so hands-on, and I enjoy that. I enjoy that.
If you think 30 years ago, we could never have pulled this off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the different backgrounds, all the different views and opinions, we couldn't have pulled it off.
Right.
Right.
And I agree. Like this is more so a chance for us to get to sit down and talk. I'm definitely setting it up. Like, especially like I remember I saw Mo one time. I think I saw Mo one time. It was predominantly on
Hey, mic check.
Testing. Can you hear me? Mic check.
All right, my nigga.
Mic check. Mic check. Motherfucker. Mic check. I had that sign in and sign back out.
Nigga.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Nobody can hear me.
What's on your mind?
Yeah,
Mario.
I was reading up on the Canary virus, okay, T19. I'm like, I'm getting scared. I don't go outside in the day, man. I go out, I do everything at night.
Virus?
Canary virus, okay. I call it a Canary.
Oh, that Corona.
Yeah, like that beer, that alcohol beverage shit. Because that shit is flying in the air. Let me tell you something right now. That shit is flying in the air. If someone calls, it's time to get the fuck out of there. If someone calls, you get the hell out of here.
He's drinking a Corona. No?
Yeah, he's drinking a Corona. He's getting infected right now. He's being
like in the Brady Bunch where I need to point and go that way.
Listen, it's too late for me. I've already lost years of my life.
It takes 7 to 14 days. And that, do you know that shit squeezing on your lungs, man. That's fucked up. That's really messed up, man.
Listen, when I was in
I'm gonna make it 7.
When I was in Afghanistan, we used to have to walk through this lake of piss and shit in camel dung. I got pictures of it where we used to walk through, and literally, I kid you not, my hair below my waist just stopped growing for a while. I'm pretty sure I don't have many years left. So listen, coronavirus.
You know what? All the shit loaded you up with pharmaceutically, all the shots, the vaccinations, the inoculations, all that shit, man, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like they done shot me up too many times. Like I live in, like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
For some, I look at it like whatever's gonna happen here. I got a picture of the lake. I got a picture of it. Here we go. This is the thing that we used to walk by. Like I couldn't even grow facial hair for a while because this is just how filthy it was. No, I
remember before I left to Ethiopia, right? I was like, do I have to get the shots for the yellow fever virus near the Nile and shit like that? So I was like, I said, fuck that, because I'm not getting all those shots. I never had no flu shots. I almost died from one flu shot when I went to jail for a temporary time being. They mandatory gave everybody some flu shot, and I almost passed away and shit in the jail and shit. But other than that, before I went to Ethiopia, I saw a Tootsie flower on my ass one time. You can't tell if they land on you.
Hold on, Ethiopia?
Yeah, I lived in Ethiopia for 2 years.
That's where he got his wife.
Yeah, my wife is a virgin. You know, my wife was a virgin. I don't mess with women who.
He had his wife's hymen checked, right?
You say
Kelly,
what?
don't bring that up.
Yeah. Her hymen was in check. I asked a math. I had 2 virgin women in my life. And I'm a gynecologist, a professional sense. I'm not the one.
No, you're not, Mario. Stop.
Let me finish. There you go talking, y'all. You're talking about things you don't even know nothing about me. You don't even know what my credentials are. How many women I've talked to. You don't even ask those questions. You don't know my history. Okay. So
you told us yesterday.
Yeah, man, I'm telling y'all, y'all don't know who y'all talking to, man. I'm just trying to say, I've talked to hundreds of women and seen hundreds of pussies, okay? And I studied that shit, all right? And so when I see women with their hymen, okay, that's special to me. But lots of women don't usually have their hymen. I know every female is not the same. But when you go to your gynecologist and you're a woman, and that man tells you straight up all that shit just goes right back to normal, he lying to you. He don't tell you the reason why it stretches out. He don't tell you what you got to stick up in there. He don't tell you that shit. But when you leave the clinic, you start getting riding the cock carousel. That's up to you. You want to have more babies. You want to be a squeezer pleaser. A squeezer pleaser female is a female who basically is not relaxing. She's not relaxing. So basically, she'll squeeze the man. She'll squeeze the man.
How do you find that out, man?
Wait.
How do I find out? Because I'm usually like a friend to these women that I talk to, these hoes that I was talking to in the past. None of them was virgins. I always asked them that question.
Women or were they hoes? Pick one.
They were both. Okay, they were pretty much both. To me, a hoe is someone who basically has slept with a man without the proper tradition. Without proper tradition, you go on your religion, you read your Bibles. It simply tells you what you should do before you get married and all other stuff. As a matter of fact, the Deuteronomy says that if you are not a virgin, you're exiled. You stoned to death. Okay, the Bible talks about.
Why didn't you read the other part of the book? You know what it says. You only you always do that and go to
get that Bible out and I'll show you where it tells you. It says Deuteronomy chapter 22. Man, it's like I don't know exactly what verse it is. It's I think 13. Chapter 22, verse 13 to 14.
I'm your ass right now.
Somewhere I'm being, and it's in multiple places. Like if it says that if the father finds out that she was a virgin and the man is lied, then only thing he gets is a whipping or something, and he has to pay the dues. Yeah, that's kind of wrong though. But it's like one-sided in the Bible. The Bible is a patriarch.
Wait, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So, if you have sex and you're not a virgin, okay, but then you wait 10 years to have sex again, does any of that matter or no? Because you broke the code, it's over with.
A lot of guys don't care about that, but I did, because when I was younger, I always got rejections at the age of 17 and up, all the way to the age of 32. I lost my virginity. I lost my virginity to a virgin, which basically makes me technically a saint. Okay, so all of the females you're
not a virgin. You're not a virgin.
Okay, if you don't want to believe that, that's fine. I lost my virginity to my wife. I did not.
Okay, but were you not a gigolo?
I have not had physical sex with my penis. My penis is not small because I make my own. Okay, and I do it with a strap on. I am a fetish. I am a fetish fucker. You have never heard of it.
Wait a minute.
Women
where we are at now.
Women pay. You gotta listen. Women pay me for services. I used to be a gigolo. So I would be with these women and I would give them therapy and I would actually talk to them and break down their defenses. I still get women in my inbox. I tell my wife all the time. I tested my wife before I even met her. You talk about my life here, okay? I got videos to prove stuff. What?
Oh no, I don't need to go on Pornhub, baby. I don't need to do it.
Okay, so if you don't believe me, we can go in the inbox. We can chat it up, whatever. Okay, I'm just too much for the general masses. That's why when I say stuff like "Who's the alpha?" If I say you are not, I could tell you're alpha or beta. It's that hard. Now, if you say you lost your virginity, right? Did you wait 10 years? I don't know what to say about that. You think it's gonna get tight again? That's up to you if you want to think like that. Okay? Do you squeeze it? Are you a squeeze? Okay.
She was doing fucking Pilates and shit. You don't know.
Yeah, you can do conjure muscles. You can do a conjure workout. You could do a conjure workout. It's nothing wrong with that. I see women all the time do it. I tell women, I educate women.
He's all yours and Kelly's now. This is your
conjure workout.
And you know what, sis and man, I'm divorcing your ass right now.
Why?
He is now yours and Kelly's now.
I didn't do nothing.
This is Emerald welcome to your new show. You can hang out here and fuck up anything and tell them.
I just don't want to just talk about that. I like to talk about multiple subjects because
talk about whatever you want. Talk about whatever you want.
We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I am your guest on your show. I am not interested in taking over your show. I'm a noble person. I am not an ambitious person. It's just everybody got their own thing. I don't like this is a guy named Phil Anderton, okay? This is a guy named Phil Anderton. You probably see him on my page. He want me on his radio talk show. I have schizophrenia. Please understand it. I have a mental condition which you may think is kind of unusual, but it's not. Okay, schizophrenia is when they say someone's delusional. They hear voices. It's unstable. I can't focus sometimes. I have to get my rest. I have to take my medication sometimes. So I'm just trying to tell you in advance that I can't keep up with certain schedules and stuff like that. I got to watch my daughters. I got my wife getting on my case, abusing me in a certain sense. I got to fight back. Okay, I got to keep alive. I got to do things to keep myself active. So schizophrenia kind of hard. It's hard for me to concentrate. I'm a Renaissance man, so I try to learn everything as I go along. So we take one step at a time. We cool, okay? Because I've been knowing you for quite some time, right? How many years we've known each other? BMT, Joshua, Josiah.
It's been about 2 years now. 2 years.
2 years. Wow. See, time just flies, man. Time just flies so fast.
I know this nigga before YouTube. Josiah Johnson.
Huh?
No, I'm talking about BMT. I didn't know he was BMT until YouTube.
Yeah, we know. I got a YouTube channel, and I got over 300,000 views. I tell people you don't have to subscribe. You don't have to subscribe. You could do your donations through the Cash App and the PayPal. People sometimes offer me like 10,000 to 20,000. I have to send that shit back. I have to send the shit back because I don't know you. I don't know if you want to try to fuck me or try to get some mojo on me. I don't like the money like that. I just want.
Well, if you use your strap on, you won't feel it anyway.
That's these women out there. There are Nelly pussies. You know what a Nelly pussy is? You know what a Nelly pussy is? A Nelly pussy is listen. I learned this from the pimps and the hustlers in the street when I was younger. When in the 80s, they two different types of pussies. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm like a Mr. Ruth. As a matter of fact, is Miss Ruth still living? Is Dr. Ruth still living? Is she still living?
I think
Dr. Ruth.
Dr. Ruth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because German lady, yeah.
She's not living no more?
Yeah, she's alive.
Okay. Because I was really interested in her knowledge. I was really deep with her knowledge. I said that the large Libya, the hymen and shit. I'm like, what the hell is all this shit? The grip
using a strap on. Why the fuck would that matter? You can't feel it anyway.
Well, she was definitely into all that fetish type of shit, though. But I was really, that's what she taught me some things in my past. I got so many rejections. When I was like the age of 20 something years old, I had to improvise because females kept rejecting me, right? I was blue pill. So I said, fuck that. I said, I might as well just use my charm and just buy a dildo and eventually like try to con them, not con them, but just convince them that we can have a business going on. And they actually, I got paid a few times, okay? But I didn't do it constantly. Because I didn't trust women back in those days. Some of them women and stuff, they'll bring you into the hood or they bring you to a neighborhood and you may never return. Somebody told me, be careful because somebody might try to kill you. If you got money, you're the money bag man, right? And you gigolo and you trying to do the escorting, right? So you may get caught up. So I didn't do it as much. But it did help me for a while, though. I actually lived with a couple of females for at least about a year or two. I lived with them, okay, and they will pay me because I'm living in your house, right? I'm doing services for you, like watching your kids, okay? And basically doing things like keeping your house clean like a servant, because that's my job, to make you happy. Okay, I'm not there to tell you to say some stuff to you to make you feel unhappy.
Submissive. So you're just
I'm submissive. Yeah, okay. I'm submissive when it comes down to you paying me. I'm doing the job. I'm doing the goddamn job, right? So I'm just there for you. But I gotta watch. But these days you gotta watch out. I tell men all the time, watch it, because sometimes they'll go in the hood. These days, these women are evil. They'll try to rob you or something like that, And you don't know.
No. We ain't gonna rob you.
Oh, you'll get killed. There's some guys I said he got killed because he was doing the gigolo and stuff. This is the pimp stuff back in the 80s. The crack epidemic. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, the Bed-Stuy area, where the crack epidemic was all over the street and shootings was happening every night. I could tell if somebody lived in Bed-Stuy simply by asking them questions. And then I know they was lying because they never lived in Bed-Stuy. They never lived in Brooklyn. Especially in the 80s, it was always shootings every fucking day. Crack was like piled up in the corners and shit. I had a crackhead telling me, can I suck your dick for a piece of chicken? I said, my dad would kill my ass if I gave you any fucking chicken out of my KFC.
Oh, piece of chicken with some fucking grease.
Yeah, and I tell you one thing, I didn't know what a dick was back in those days when I was like 15, 16. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's fuckery.
What's his channel?
Hey, what's your channel, bro? What's your channel?
If you just Martheus Knowledge, it's kind of hard to spell. It's Martheus.
I told you change up your name so that way it's more easier to find. I keep telling you change your name.
Well, if you just
if you just let me find you because I'm gonna stalk your ass now.
Somebody just put
me.
Nigga, put
you.
Mamas, you can always come up on my panel if you want. You can always come.
Channel link.
You can always come up.
Yeah,
on
you
my
can just
panel.
look up Emerald Pill. If you just put hashtag Emerald Pill, you'll eventually come to me. You'll find me.
Hey,
I have an
Pete already said he's gonna come back on.
Emerald Pill group page on Facebook. I have an Emerald Pill group page knowledge on Facebook. So if you just hashtag Emerald Pill, Emerald Pill is basically like knowledge for guys and stuff and women because it's not just one-sided. It may seem like it, but it's not. I tell women all the time.
Do you remember when I talked to you about going to adamandeve.com?
Yeah.
This is why. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't tell people. I say you don't have to. You shouldn't be like that. I never tell a feminist like you don't have to be. It's bad to be feminist. I say I take advantage of that shit. Right? I tell guys all of the time. That's profit.
I want it to be a
that's
gigolo
profit
too.
to be made if she's a single mother. What the hell are you talking about? That's profit. What the hell are you talking about? Okay? Don't mess
you
with
teach
single
me
mothers.
how to be a gigolo?
Somebody drop his link.
Didn't you say you was a gigolo? You had a whole bunch of those in the past.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. But it's 2020 now.
It's 2020.
And you know what though? On that note, let me interrupt. Y'all gotta be really effing careful. Because you so much as look sideways at a female, your ass is going to jail.
Yep.
You gotta be very freaking careful how you address being a gigolo. Because some females will say, "Oh, human trafficking and blah blah fucking blah," and y'all got bullseye on you. So,
But nobody ever turned into Milkman. Nobody ever turned into Milkman, and he was getting a lot of people.
And you know what? I'm pretty sure that two of my siblings are from that motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying? You know the song about the Milkman. He got quite around and tore up mommy's eggs.
So the mailman.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the mailman. Them two got quite around. So
Yep.
So don't be surprised. So
Yeah,
okay, so
how do you write chat comments down there? I can't write nothing down there. I'm like, oh, okay, I see now. Okay.
So there's so one of the biggest things that I guess they want to talk about is politics and the coronavirus. Is the coronavirus real or is it fake?
I don't know, man, because I get scared when I see that shit on the internet. I see that shit and I'm like, Nigerian niggas ain't getting caught up in that over in China. In China, they're not being infected. That's the recent news I heard. In China, Nigerians are not affected by. I just hope I have enough Nigerian nigga blood. I hope I have enough Nigerian nigga blood so I'm not getting affected.
What does that have to do with you having Nigerian blood? Like
I don't know. It may be an African gene. You may not be strong enough, okay? I don't know because.
Well, I was also told that most of the alcoholics over in Asia, Russia, and all of them are fully recovering something with alcohol in the system, hence why I'm supporting.
Drink, you ain't gonna cat that shit. So guess what?
Right.
DMT ain't finna cat.
And I think it's gonna be like SARS and bird flu and all that other bullshit thrown at us over the years.
So I feel played on with the conspiracy theory shit. I'm okay because I would be conservative with this only what I'm about to say.
The best thing we can do, Mo, is just drink as much liquor as we can, and hopefully the blood will be in one of our streams.
Stick your tongue in the bottle.
I'm just saying, Kelly, just get the cure out of either Mo or me's blood and give it the goddamn CDC. Hopefully,
I seal my fucking windows every day.
We have the masks, we have antibiotics, we have everything to hydrate. We have the butterflies for the saline. We're overstocked right now, just in case.
Look at BNT, that nigga. I thought I was bad. Damn.
I'm just like, listen, though. I gotta fight this. I gotta fight this coronavirus somehow.
All right.
Keep that nice house, but
Okay. Are we keeping count? Are we keeping count?
This is my 9th beer. Hopefully we can.
I'm on.
Hopefully we can keep the virus back.
Yeah, keep the virus back. Right.
Well, wait a minute. I'm drinking 16 ounces. So you're a wimp.
You're on 16 ounces. How much you got? How much you got, mamas? You got 16 ounces?
I got 16.
Okay, I'm gonna finish.
Yeah,
these
you
beers
better
up.
catch up, son.
Oh, really? Got you.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Hey, Gary.
What's up, Gary?
But yeah, I mean, and I do have to say respect, Emerald. A guy admitting that he wears a strap on, hot. It really is.
There you go.
Yeah, but it's not just a strap on, because some females want me to perform a different way, like choking them and shit. They like rough sex, like choking and fucking them at the same time. I will come in their places and shit, and
That's
while I'm coming
fine.
here and just fuck them at the door and shit. As long as I'm paid. If I'm paid at the door, I'm okay.
You
Okay.
coin, brother, get your coin. However, it is safe sex. But I would have took that 10 grand, no doubt.
You have been licking teabag. Teabagging.
What's fetishes and shit here?
Hey, I have a foot fetish. I have a foot
his whole case in.
Look, I'm a black man that has a foot fetish.
I like feet.
Okay.
I like feet. Kelly, how do you not suck on your feet?
What?
I like boobs. I like boobs.
Oh my god.
I'm a feet guy.
I'm fortunate.
I suck feet.
It's always a good foot job. Can always.
If you a foot fetish, you might as well eat the booty, then, right? You might as well eat booty, okay?
Booty has to do with feet unless you look up your ass.
It smells like shit. It smells like fucking shit.
They keep their feet clean. They keep their feet clean and stuff.
My feet are clean.
They are clean. And BNT, I did a video on Facebook. I had a video. My people like delete the video. They was mad. I deleted the video because it was very explicit. Like, I put whipped cream on her.
No,
I put salad dressing on your feet. I said,
salad dressing.
And I did it live. And people was
and Zuckerberg didn't lose his fucking mind.
Kelly, why you out there doing all that?
I know you ain't fully black now.
I put that on her feet on live video.
You put hot sauce on it too? You put hot sauce on it. I've seen some fetish like that. You put hot sauce on some foods and start eating it.
We know how to act.
You know, you guys are awesome.
That's
on my bucket list to be with an old white woman. That's
hey, she would take me to the sex store.
Yeah.
Because I like to be beat. I like to be beat.
Shut up, dummy.
Oh, that mercy, boy. You trying
You
to
know what, Miss Kelly? We went to the sexy store.
Made my ass bleed.
Kelly, why you trying to make
Kelly?
Kelly got him doing all that weird shit. Pants colored toenails and shit. So, I like Kelly.
Kelly, we went to the sexy store 2 weeks ago, and I wanted one of them swings. Okay, my husband's looking at me, and I'm like, "Do you want laid?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "We're getting the fuck swing."
I want a damn stripper pole. I want all kinds of
You know what, though? Don't go to the sexy store to get the pole because they're so cheap. You will be a YouTube video eventually, like falling through something. Flag poles. Call people who put flag poles in. Explain what you want. They make them solid. I have one.
Oh, I need your number. Wait, he has your number.
I got the number. I got the number.
Yeah, I mean, I
I'll link
was
y'all up.
on him a while, and yeah, just really grateful for the content. You know, just grateful because there is good content here. It's weird, but it's good.
Yeah, you go from A to Z.
Yep. How are you, Mr. Citizen?
Everybody shut up after that, huh?
Okay.
Nah, I'm actually falling asleep, but I was listening.
Wait, you fell asleep to this?
We lit tonight, see ya.
Nah, it's 2:16 in the morning where I'm at.
It's 1:16 here.
I'm just saying, God damn, he was fully energized. He was giving us the whole theories and stuff. Now he falls asleep.
Nah.
God damn.
Nah, we talk about something different, man. I'm chilling.
Yeah, we're talking about whips and
We're talking whips because
Kelly, make Mo lick your feet on YouTube.
I don't
Oh,
know.
hell no.
He'll do it.
You know what, Kelly? If you get a whip,
Kelly's like, he'll do it. He'll do it.
Oh, come on, man.
I have a foot fetish.
Why would you even say
Kelly,
that?
if the whip, Kelly, if you get a whip or a riding crop, make sure you put cornstarch on it so it doesn't hurt him that bad, and then he's got to beg for more.
Okay, Darren. Hey,
Dare
Darren.
him to do it.
I dare you.
BMT,
I
Darren.
dare you to pour beer on her feet and lick it off of her feet.
Okay.
You don't do it. You don't do it. Look at her. She's still having. Okay.
You want to make sure.
I'm right here.
Is anyone noticing all the colors of red that Miss Kelly is turning and Crayola can't touch them?
Oh man.
Y'all gonna be doing some holy shit in the bedroom. Kelly's gonna be like, yo, Herb cut this live. We can get to work. Kelly's like, Herb cut this live so we can get to work.
She's doing she's doing it. I've done that shit.
Listen. Y'all, if we listen, I'm not surprised if I'm looking through Pornhub and looking to beat off and I see Mo and Kelly on there. I'm not surprised. I'll probably call Mo.
We might have
Congratulations.
Emerald on there.
I was like, congratulations, Mo. You and Kelly made it to the big leagues. Congratulations.
Hey, don't
you find like you can do your content.
I got a funny story, but I'm not gonna say it.
No, you have to now. You have to.
Okay. He goes to he's always gonna take pictures. He's the picture guy. His daughter was here.
Oh shit. Oh, this true story. True story. I said actually, could you take a I want you to take a picture of me and you and Kelly together. Okay, because she loved Kelly, right? Then she looked like this. Oh my God! She screamed. She saw something on my phone. She saw Kelly give me a blowjob. I'm being honest.
Was it a picture or a video?
She kind of freaked out. Do the traumatized me. I'm like, oh shit. Don't go to my phone no more.
He replayed Sanford and Son and fell on the floor.
Oh my God.
Elizabeth.
No.
There ain't no coming back from that one, kids.
There's a moment of my life.
Freaky shit.
I laughed.
I'm glad I don't do no freaky shit like that with the women I was talking. I was like, I was too much stressful on my back. No more freaky shit for me, man. No more freaky shit. I'd never put my lips on no pussy that's used. Never. I blindfold her before I could do anything, and I'll put rubber gloves on every time I clap it on, snap again. Ice cubes and whipped cream. And she don't even know if I'm licking it. She think I'm licking it, but I'm not. She said, "What are you doing to my pussy?" I said, I don't know, but is it working? Okay.
Is it bad to eat pussy?
It's terrible to eat pussy. All them bacteria. And then you gotta think about
Why?
if it's used. I eat my wife's pussy all of the time.
I like
Because she's a virgin. You gotta actually. I put a blindfold on and I'll eat your pussy, but I'm not eating your pussy. I don't never tell them that. I never told them that, but they said that's so good. What are you doing? I said I just get a little bit of vapor rub. Hey, listen, it's a secret now here. You get a little bit of vapor rub, and you break it down. You can't put the full contact because sometimes females get numb. They're like, "What the fuck you put on my pussy?" I said that shit feel real good, and shit. I said a touch of fucking.
Why
vapor
didn't
rub.
you just use jalapeno? Like salt. The grinding down jalapeno salt does the same fucking thing.
I can eat pussy while saying the alphabet.
I bet you do, and you dribble too, right? You be dribbling.
Hey, y'all, I gotta go, man. I gotta jump off.
All right, love you, bye.
It's been real.
Good night.
Peace,
Love you,
everybody.
bye.
All right, see ya.
Yep.
Good night.
Holla back, my nigga.
Yep, I can go all the way to Z and back and make your toes cringe up.
Okay. BFT. She knows I'm freak, baby.
Nah.
Come on, she would never let me do anal.
Why?
I told you.
Why?
I knew you was into that anal shit. I knew you was into that anal shit.
Why?
Try
You will not have me running around at 50 with the fucking depend on. Sorry.
No, baby. That's not how it works.
Try your
No, baby. No, baby. No, baby.
Put a plug in. Put a big old fat basketball plug.
That
A basketball plug. You know what that is? A basketball plug.
Sweetheart,
I saw one of them
he's in
motherfuckers with a diamond in it. I was like, what the fuck is? What are they coming up with? These guys? They got fucking plugs, right?
Gentlemen, from a woman's perspective, can I jump in here? No. Ease-in process. It'll take like maybe 2-3 days before you will love it better than sex. The orgasms are
I don't want nothing to do with that.
You know what? And then here's the other thing. The more you do that, the tighter your vaginal area gets.
Oh, shit.
This girl told me this spots up the ass that make you come and shit.
I couldn't hear you, sweetheart.
I said I don't have to worry about that. It's already tight.
Do you squeeze? Are you a squeezer pleaser?
I can do that.
But you don't do it?
Right.
Truth be told, I don't have to do that. It's well preserved.
Okay, that's some people must be lying and shit. I use the doggy style.
Ask him.
You do a guard. If you squeeze, I can tell if you're a squeezer. That's with that 2-finger method. And you do a doggy style, like you can't. It's a big old difference.
When they had done my hysterectomy and all of that, and I still had the tubes and pouches for drainage, I still a horn dog. And I told my doctors this, and they're like, "You can go anal." It took a couple days to get into the groove. I would prefer anal over regular sex any day of the fucking week.
I'm sorry. Real shit, my nigga.
I tell you right now, hey, you blew out your pussy. Didn't somebody blew out your pussy? Who blew out that pussy?
That's what she said.
I had cervical cancer, and they had to let shit out.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm not saying like I'm a sexual creature. I enjoy men. So, and I said, well, what about anal? And he's like, do it, go in steps, do it slow, blah, blah, blah. Man, my husband hates on me because guess what now? Ass up in the air, let's go.
Oh my God. I don't feel so bad because sometimes I'd be feeling like, damn, I might need 3 men.
Huh?
3 dicks. 3 dicks in one
No.
Oh, 3 men. What?
Jesus, Marion, Joseph.
And then and I've been married to my husband a long time,
No,
and
what the fuck you
and
doing
it,
with 3-man shit?
well, it has come down to he had never had that
He's a
experience
3-man.
the last 4 years. I mean,
Did she say that?
he won't even look elsewhere.
She probably has.
Pardon?
I'm talking about her.
Give me 3 one-mans.
Truth be told, no, I haven't.
You better watch her. You better put a tracking device on that pussy. You better put it on, because I know for a fact that they gonna come out with, back in the 1930s, they used to have chastity belts. Chastity belts.
Look,
And in which they had keys. I was like, what the fuck is this?
no, I went 10 years without sex. That's
And you automatically feel a burden. You know they do pussy reconstruction all the time in California. There's a man named he's the Match Man, Candy Man. I don't know his name. He's a black guy with long fingers. He looks like alien and shit. He does pussy reconstruction to make you come. He can fix your pussy, right? To the point to where your Griffin spot, because I'm maybe mispronouncing it, will be forward and shit. Okay. And instead of way back in the back where the hole is at, I don't know.
You right back.
You know what I'm talking about. So basically, if he can fix that shit, that's a lot of money. $30,000 and shit. $40,000. He getting paid, man. And these females be coming like boom, 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 boom. Okay.
Damn.
I was like, shit, what the hell is this, man? You'll bring it forward because you've been riding it so long and shit. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. It feels good when it's your first time. Some females do that shit and they be like paying all that money just to get it so they can bring it forward, the tuck, underneath where that bean is at. Okay. And when that bean is hit a certain amount of times and she's attracted to him, she'll be wetting everywhere. Okay? It'll be too much cream to contain. Okay? Too much cream to contain.
But maybe you should do videos on that then.
Yeah, I've encountered a squirter. Okay, and twice, at least once or twice. Yeah, as a squirt right in my face. I was like, oh shit, my eye.
That's probably good. I heard all this.
It's squirted pretty high. If he's not attracted to me, then I won't be able to go over there. She got to be attracted to me before I go over there. Okay, the pictures must be transferred. The conversation must be transferred. Back in the days, I wish I did use my phone more. Way back in the days, but I never did though. Okay, I recorded only a few clips. I send it to people. People think I'm lying and shit, but it's okay.
He barely got me in the chair.
He's talking about squirting. I don't know about
He's talking about squirting and shit.
Squirting because there ain't enough room in the pussy. You know what I saw? I saw one day. She was squirting out common blood at the same time. Have you ever seen that before? Common blood.
Her menstrual.
That bitch was tight. She was like super tight. He was just too big. He just forced himself and she squirted blood and cum. That was red and white. I was red, white, and blue. I was like, oh, damn it, her pussy gonna be red, white, and blue, okay? Black and blue. Okay? Oh my god, man. There's some nasty shit that be on the porn and the Pornhub and the XNXX and the hamster and shit, okay? But these days,
the BMT just rolled out.
I like
chicken shit bailed.
Yeah, there's only a few good ones on there. I never watched all of them. I be trying to pick them out. I like the small females and shit. The small females, they be getting crushed today. Hey, where y'all going?
He's going to the bathroom.
Okay.
Okay, so now, where are we? And Miss Lee, I was not.
No, Gary, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to fuck up your appetites.
You got diarrhea?
Other channel. Okay. Be fine.
I feel good. Wow, people really pay for this type of shit?
Not these days. These women are broke. I have a dating connection thing on the Facebook and also in other various areas, and I get these hits. And basically, I'll come up with an amount because these females are not very attractive for me. So I'm like, why would I go over there? You know, you gonna pay me $20 and shit? Are you out of your fucking mind again?
Oh, so you're like what do you call it? Oh, God, I hate to say a whore, but
No, I'm not a whore. I don't have sex with women, dog. I just basically use a strap on. I don't have a strap on no more. I don't do that no more because I got 2 kids. I got 2
So are
daughters.
you an escort?
Huh?
What are you, an escort?
More like a gigolo, because I think an escort is a little bit different, though. And a professional escort is something different, yeah.
There is no difference between escort and gigolo, my love.
Okay, it's not okay.
Gigolo is similar to like a pimp, right?
No, it's like a madam.
Yeah, you could be a madam because I met a madam before. I don't believe in madams. I saw it on Harlem Nights, okay, and I said, is that true? Yeah, that actually happened over there. And you know, the white folks and shit, you know, used to have madams and stuff back in the days in Harlem. I didn't know that. I did not know what a madam was. And he was like, I have to control my host and make sure she talk real quick, gang. That's old. That's way back in the days, man. And I learned a lot too. The Cat House, you know, Taxi Cab Confessions. I learned a lot on HBO and shit from the past. I'm losing my mind though. I'm starting to forget shit. I'm getting senile and shit. And I'm 45. I still keep up with them kids, them young bucks on the court. They be talking about my bald head. I said, you know, my bald head represents right. My porn, okay.
Yeah. You know what, Terry? I appreciate that.
My bald head.
Wife all my life.
Mm-hmm. Respect, man. Respect, bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate the real shit, man. Of my life, though. I do.
Yeah. Kids try to make fun of you and stuff, and then when they see what you do, you can't show them. They say, "Let me see your porn." No kids be on the court, be 19 and shit. 18. They can't keep. I said, "You know how old I am?" They 30. No, I'm old. You know what I shoot? I shoot the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar shot, 3-point shot at the 3 line. I can hit those now. I don't miss like 10 in a row or some shit. I got that shit on people. I'm like, "Yo, you actually go in." Okay.
I gotta go to bed. I'm tired. I've been.
Me too. I'm gonna go to bed.
Same here, Carrie.
Yeah.
I'm talking
Okay,
in chat.
It's nice talking to y'all. Y'all know how to follow me on I'm on anchor.fm/emeraldpit.
Hey, bro, I want to interview one-on-one on my show.
Okay.
For listen, I just want to be petty. We talk shit, man. Me and your bro.
Okay. You know how to get in touch with me on. But right now, my Mario.
I'm gonna have a
BMT
page. Number. We're gonna talk. I want to get you on my down.
So much shit, so little time. Okay. Y'all have a good night, y'all.
Have a good night, everybody.
Nice meeting you. Nice meeting you guys. Bye, babies.
No, he's no,
he probably won't sleep nowhere.
I'll be up all night. I don't be doing nothing until like 4 a.m. That's when I start to take either my medication or because I can't go to sleep. So I do research. I keep researching stuff because people be trying to catch you. And I say, yo, I just Googled this shit. You want to tell me you want to have a battle or something like that? And I told you, okay. So I just like
rule. I have schizophrenia as well. The only thing, this works better than the drugs.
Yeah, right. I have to take my medication because it's like a empathy thing. It's a weird ass emotional, possession shit that happens to me, and I'll be in the public and I feel it. I get shot. I can't do nothing because I'm out in the public today, so I got to go home.
We need to talk more.
Because, the feed y'all. Y'all can talk more about cut the feed off. Thank you for coming here, everybody. You know what? Much love, y'all. This is 2000.
Okay, I gotta figure out how to find him.
Next.
BMT, he'll give you the information, okay?
We'll get the information.
Yeah.
All right, love you guys. Bye.